Celtics ended up losing.
Five on four the other way. Brown the drive. Pritchard, three. And the rebound of George. Three-point game. Hauser leaps out, and he couldn't claim it cleanly. Saves it for Cada. Brown on the outside. Under 2 to play in Game 7. Brown with 33 points and 8 rebounds.
There's more.
Got the matchup he wants with Maxey here.
4 to shoot. Brown the fend off. He went right into Embiid. Embiid is hurt as he gets the rebound. Boston badly needs a bucket.
Got to score here. Boston has to get a basket.
White in the lane. 1 minute to play at TD guard. Hauser, tough three. Rebound to Oubre.
Everybody missed.
Everybody.
Go quick. Brown will pull. Way off. Rebound. Back to Brown. White on the outside. No good. And the rebound of Maxey with 20 seconds to play. He's fouled in the backcourt. On the floor to inbound with Hauser, White,
There's more.
No, yeah.
Boston's going to have to work fast. In for Hauser. Over Barlow. Comes up short. Maxey with another rebound.
And that'll do it.
Final 5 seconds. Pritchard's three off the mark. Rebound goes to Tyrese Maxey. And for the first time in franchise history, the Philadelphia 76ers have come back from 3-1 down. They take out the number 2 seed in the East, and the process is moving on to the second round. 109-100 your final.
Noah Eagle, NBC Universal, Peacock, all of those calls. Phil Collins, I Missed Again, one of the great songs. We had to do the extended remix, Monty, because there were so many misses by the Boston Celtics late in that game on Saturday. Up 99-96, Derek White misses with under 4.5 to go. 3:53 left, Derek White misses a three. He missed again, 99-96. After a couple of free throws, Boston's within one. Jaylen Brown, miss. 30 seconds later, Jaylen Brown, miss. You heard the Peyton Pritchard, miss. Jaylen Brown, another miss. Under a minute, Sam Hauser, miss. They didn't make any shots. This was a 1-point game. So a 1-point game with 3 minutes to go. And Boston's best players on the court, whether it's Baylor, Scheierman, Luka Garza, Jaylen Brown, whoever, couldn't make the shots. And so that's what annoys me when we're talking about an agenda and throughout this series. You had it in your hands, Boston. You had an opportunity. We just played 4 minutes of Phil Collins and could have played more misses from what Boston did on Saturday night.
I don't know how many times. I don't care who won that game, but in the fourth quarter, I must have yelled 5-7 times, stop shooting threes. Please stop shooting a three. And I said, if I'm Joe Mazzulla, I am saying to Derek White, you take one more three, I'm pulling you from this game. As a coach, how do you not say that? Or I would have said, hey, you know what? Get me a layup. I want to let's see the ball go through the basket before you take another three. How about that? Joe Mazzulla, to me, has been such a coach that actually is involved. And in this situation, like you just said, the agenda, let's say the officials had an agenda. I don't think so, Jaylen Brown. But the agenda that your coach had didn't make sense. From the starting lineup to the way it ended, we know that Boston lives and dies with a three. But the games that they lost in the series is because they shot under 30% from the three. And that is how this game was trending. So you got to change the agenda, especially, I know, like, any team that plays the Dodgers, they circle it because they want to go, they want to play the best against the Dodgers, right? I think Boston may be a team that people circle, but Philadelphia circles that until the paper rips, Dan. They are so ready for that game. So how did you not have plan C, D, E, F, G for a game 7?
I think they only had plans A, B, and C.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, like that was they may not have had D, E, and F, and G, but to your point, 0 of 9 from 3-point range in the last 5 minutes, ended up being 1 of 12 from the floor in that span, but 9 of those misses, again, all misses, were from 3-point range. Boston, a live by the three, die by the three sort of team. And to go along with that, my bigger issue is what we did afterwards. And it's not Jaylen Brown saying that this is an agenda. My problem is Boston trying to have it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you rush Jason Tatum back? Why did Jason Tatum rush back? To try to make a push in the playoffs, right?
Of course. But and not just that. I think you and I sat here. Maybe you were with Carrie and we all talked about it. Carrie Rhodes, former NFL safety that you host with on Sundays. Maybe we were all talking about it together, but it was like, imagine him saying he wants to come back because he's your star. How do you tell him no? Because we had a conversation. Why are you coming back? But watching his team have success without him, that was probably hard for Jason Tatum.
Yes.
And so he probably pushed it. It wasn't even just that the Celtics wanted him back for the playoff push. It was maybe Jason Tatum being, I'm coming back whether you like it or not.
This is what I think happened, and I think that you're onto something. I think Jason Tatum probably wanted to be a part of the party. He had FOMO. He felt like he was missing out. Like you're going to attack your rehab in a certain way, but there's really no reason why he should have come back at this part of the season. Damian Lillard in Portland, ruptured his Achilles last year with Milwaukee. He mentioned after Portland was eliminated that there was maybe talk of maybe he could come out and play, and it didn't even dawn on him. So Damian Lillard, who sees Portland now actually be a playoff contender, never even dawned on Dame to be able to go and make a comeback. Jason Tatum tries to do the Superman thing, and I get it. You're an athlete. There's only so much time, but you can't tell me what happened in Game 7, and meaning Jason Tatum not being there wasn't connected to him trying to be fully healthy. Like, I know it's been a while since he's been back with the team, but I think that's all part of the equation. So now Tatum rushes back, to your point of wanting to be a part of the team and having FOMO. Boston's like, you know what? This isn't a wasted year. If we could get Jason Tatum back now, we are contenders in the East. And when you look at the East, you're only looking up at the Pistons, who hadn't been there before. So that makes sense for Boston to go for it. So now you get into a Game 7 where you're starting 3 players that shouldn't be starting. I know Baylor Scheierman played better at the second half of the season, but wasn't the Celtics lineup that we necessarily thought that they would put out there. When you go for it, like Boston did, and fail, you can't say, guess what? It was a lost season anyway. This is like, there were so many things that were lost because of it. You can't just brush this aside. And that's where I felt like Boston was like, well, we really want to go for it. And then now we're like, well, we weren't supposed to be this far anyway, so we'll just move on and get ready for next year. I think there are so many things with the Celtics that happened this year that will hurt them in the long run, even more so than just losing this 7-game series. But you just have to take the L on the series. This isn't we got further in the regular season and a higher seed than we ever thought, so we're just going to live with that. You got to take this L and you got to wear it.
Oh, absolutely. The minute that Jason Tatum came back and they decided we're going to go for it, as you just said, my initial opinion of what the Celtics would do this season went out the window. It was like, okay, you went for it, to your point. Now I'm going to judge you based on that, not on, oh, you brought Tatum back in a year where we weren't expecting it. Good for you. No, you went for it and you were up 3-1. So even with that, you had the opportunity. And then in a Game 7 to come out with what I felt was no desperation, and a team maybe like the Celtics doesn't show desperation. They have been there, done that, live and die by the 3, and has worked for them. So it's like maybe they didn't feel the need to show desperation, but it seemed like you could have used it a little bit. You could have acted like this was a win or go home situation, and it definitely seemed like you thought you would have a game today.
You say 3-1, I just look up, you're within 1 point with 5 minutes to go, and you can't have anybody make a shot. So let's just to recap. Celtics, as we look at them as a team, is their stock up or down after this series? Down. It's down. Jason Tatum, now not available for a Game 7. Where is his stock? Down. Jaylen Brown, unable to hit shots in the clutch when he's the man. He had an opportunity to show, listen, I understand that Jason Tatum stole everybody's lines and winning an NBA title. I can show that this is my team, and I'm the one that can lead it. What's his stock? Down. And then with the agenda and the stream, it goes down even further. Completely lost weekend for the Boston Celtics, whose stock as an entire organization is going down after that debacle on Saturday.
Joe Mazzulla's stock went down for me. The lack of making adjustments. We emphasize how in the postseason, in the playoffs, it's all about adjustments from game to game. Sometimes it's from play to play, quarter to quarter. Where were the adjustments in this one? It just seemed, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I just was like, do they not know this is a Game 7? Against the Philadelphia 76ers, who once again, all they want to do is crush you and step on your throat. They don't just want to beat you. They want to humiliate you.
There's a bigger picture when you look at the series as a whole for Mazzulla. I would agree with that. You're harder on him than I am because I still think that they're there with 5 minutes left. Again, it's just up to your players to make shots.
Yeah.
Something that they couldn't do. And I think your point is valid. I have more of an issue with what went down and how that game was still competitive. And it was Philadelphia. And Philadelphia had everything going for him, right? Except Joel Embiid getting hurt twice in the game, a knee and a hip issue, which is something we'll talk a little bit about later. But I just go more to the players that actually had the opportunities. Peyton Pritchard had an opportunity. Wide open three in the corner. Bricked it.
It's the life
of the
Celtics.
Bad.
It was so bad.
It was. And there is no agenda. No. Not when you go 0 of 9 from three-point range and 1 of 12 in the final 5 minutes of a Game 7 at home against a rival that you have always beaten. She's Monse Bolanos. I'm Dan Beyer. It is Stu Gatz and Company Live. Isaac Lowenkron is here. Jason Stewart, Iowa Sam, as we roll on a Monday. It is May the 4th. There will be some Star Wars talk as we're with you for 4 hours. Plus, coming up in about an hour from now, you'll hear Stu Gatz and Company's conversation with the great broadcaster and former quarterback of the New York Giants, Phil Simms, will join the program. But coming up next, it's a sad day in baseball. We pay tribute to one of the greats. That's next here on Stu Gatz and Company Live on Fox Sports Radio. Every sports season is built on preparation, studying the trends and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal. Investing deserves the same approach.
With Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app designed to help you make informed decisions.
Whether you're actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term for you and your family with IRAs, cash management, and custodial accounts for children, Webull gives you the tools to invest your way all in one platform.
Looking to take your preparation to the next level? Check out Webull's Learn resources and join their in-app community feed to discuss investing trends and happenings alongside 25 million users globally.
And now to help streamline your trading activities and elevate your strategy, try Vega, Webull's personal market AI assistant that can give real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop.
So get your financial portfolio game ready by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
If you guys remember, Devin Williams, who's on the Mets, who almost blew it again for Rich's team last night, he was on the Yankees last year.
Yeah, and before that, he was very effective. One of the best arms out of the pen in the game when he was on the Brewers.
But the story was, when he was on the Brewers, he was dominant until Pete Alonso shook his confidence. But he had that long beard. He had that long, intimidating reliever beard, and he was in his zone in Milwaukee. When he came to the Yankees, they had their rules, they had their traditions, and he shaved his beard, and he looked weak. He had a weak chin.
Yeah, so
he didn't look like the same intimidating guy, and he looks cool with some scruff and some beard. It definitely changes the appearance and the intimidation factor, especially for a closer. So because of Devin Williams, and I'm sure other people on the team, they're like, it's 2026. Can we finally change the facial hair rules with the New York Yankees? Because up until last year, it was you could have a mustache. Those are the Mattingly rules, I guess. You could have a mustache, but you couldn't have the Guidry rules, but you couldn't have a beard. So they actually changed the rules last year for Devin Williams. And now the Yankees are trying to push even more this year.
I saw the headline. Yankees alternate road jerseys?
Yeah.
Players react to a possible new uniform. Now, let it be known.
The story is that some of the star players went to the executives, upper management, and were like, yeah, we want to wear an alternate away jersey.
Now, if you're a fan of baseball and you're someone that follows, the history of jerseys in all sports, the Yankees are the only team that has stuck to traditional pinstripes, road grays, nothing else at all, except one time when they did the Field of Dreams game and they had some piping on their jersey. Besides that, the Yankees never had a City Connect. In fact, there's only two teams that don't have a City Connect jersey. One team with no real city, the A's, because they're cityless, and the Yankees. And this, tradition thing again, I think it gets in their way. The Cubs, the Red Sox, other,
Rich, what is
the Reds.
I credit you. I know you probably got it from I don't know, one of your favorite shows, This Is Us or How I Met Your Mother, but sometimes tradition is making the same mistake over and over again, right? Sometimes you got to shake it up or shake it off.
Who'd you get that from? Who'd you get that from? Scott Farrell?
Yeah.
Shake it up. Sometimes you got to listen here, Fox Sports Radio. Sometimes you just got to shake it. Ooh, shake it. Oh.
Sometimes you got to shake it up and realize that it's 2026 and you got to mix things up and I don't know,
and
step into a new culture.
They're not even trying to do anything crazy. The suggestion would be the Yankees, who, as you know, the pinstripes at home, that gray road jersey that just says New York.
It's a drab, boring away jersey, but again, it's
tradition.
It's tradition.
Well, it's
it's
been
the
around
Yankees.
since Babe Ruth.
It's been around for a long time, but they've slightly changed it. They were the Highlanders. Their old Yankee pinstripe, they were like a creamy yellow sort of color, right? So it's not like it was always exactly the same, but the pinstripes is what they're known for. Now, let's make this very clear. The story is the pinstripes stay. When they play at home, they're like, we're not trying to change that tradition. The pinstripes are classic. That's what we wear. Their request is to wear a variation, a different away jersey, and alternate it every once in a while. And there's speculation that the alternate jersey might be their practice jersey, that navy blue, just reversing the colors of the gray and blue.
That's such a baby step, right? Giancarlo, Big G, said, yeah, I'd be a fan. I promise you the world wouldn't spin off its axis if this happened. He goes, a lot of people on the team would definitely be okay with this and want it for sure. There's a lot of tradition here. The most iconic jersey in sports, but that doesn't mean that every once in a while you can't change it up on the road.
Hold on, though. The most iconic jersey in sports is not the away jersey. I'm sorry. It's the pinstripes. And there's so many people crying about it in the world of sports media. Even Michael Kay is like, come on. All these boneheads complaining about it. I got to ask you why. Because their question is, why? Well, why?
Stugotz and Company live here on Fox Sports Radio. What a weekend it has been.
What a weekend.
What a weekend it will be. Mother's Day coming up on Sunday, so just go out and get your stuff now.
Yes.
Just go out and get the cards now, get the candies. You may want to wait for the flowers, but just get it now so you're prepared. It's the better way to go.
Yeah, I already did it.
She's Monse Bolanos. I'm Dan Beyer in for Stugotz. I guess we're the company. The company is Isaac Lowenkron, Jason Stewart, and I with Sam. We'll get to Isaac in a sec, but Monse, it's time for our Tire Rack play of the day. Tire Rack. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. I'll tell you, there's a lot of different places that we could go. You could go a Game 7 in Detroit
You really
with the
could.
Magic and Pistons, but that wasn't much of a game.
Mm-mm.
You could go Game 7 between the Cavs and Raptors. Cavs end up kind of pulling away. Maybe it's hockey.
Wow.
Maybe it's Montreal and Tampa Bay. Maybe it's Cam Young winning at the Cadillac Championship. Let's find out right now what our Tire Rack play of the day is.
And a swing and a little looper. Back of second. It's going to drop base hit. Simpson rounding third. He's going to come home. There will be no throw. Jonathan Aranda does it again. His second walk-off this year. They come back to take it 2-1-10.
Of course it'd be a Rays highlight.
Why not?
Yeah, of course.
Duh.
Duh. Duh. I mean, I know the Pistons and Cavs advanced, and Montreal is now the only Canadian team left in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But when the Rays walk it off in the bottom of the 10th, Jason Stewart on 95.7 WDAE and the Rays Radio Network, I mean, it just kind of overshadows everything.
Obviously.
I think that the Rays pulling within a game and a half in the American League East in the first week of May is significant. I wanted to highlight that.
That's good.
I wanted to elevate it a little bit.
For sure.
Rays are coming.
Here's the great part about it. I just found out a second ago that it was against the Giants. You could have given me 20 guesses of teams that
You weren't gonna
that
pick
walk
that
off
one?
happened
Yeah.
against. Giants wouldn't have been one of the 20. It would have been in the last 9 guesses. I would be like, okay, I've got Rockies and Giants left. That's what it would have been. But a walk-off win in interleague baseball is our Tire Rack play of the day.
I think they walked it off 2 days in a row against the Giants.
Do you have the Rays in your survivor pool, Jason? I did not.
No, I
No.
had somebody else that didn't do too well.
That's topic for another day. Let's go to the news desk. Isaac Lowenkron giving us the latest of what's happening today, and then we'll get to what is an emotional day in Major League Baseball. What's going on, Isaac?
Indeed, Dan and Monty, good day to the both of you, and it's been a busy day across every sport. Starting in the NBA, the Dallas Mavericks have hired Masai Ujiri as their new team president and alternate governor. The Orlando Magic fired head coach Jamal Mosley after 5 seasons, 1 day after losing Game 7 at Detroit, a series that they led at one point 3-1. Meanwhile, a short time ago, ESPN reported that Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves is expected to play in Game 1 of the Western Conference Semis tonight against San Antonio, barring any pregame setback.
That's
Baseball,
crazy.
Detroit Tigers ace Tarek Skubal will need to undergo arthroscopic surgery to remove loose bodies in his left elbow. It's unknown how long he'll be out of action. NFL media reported the Green Bay Packers signing veteran quarterback Tyrod Taylor to back up Jordan Love and a releasing quarterback Desmond Ridder. NFL media also reporting the Baltimore Ravens are expected to sign veteran quarterback Skylar Thompson. Finally, Dan and Monty, this might have been the most uncomfortable yet deliriously interesting and fascinating exchange in the history of press conferences. The Toronto Maple Leafs, who are basically the New York Yankees of Canada in terms of interest, hired themselves a new general manager named John Chayka. Apparently not a very popular choice. At his introductory press conference, Steve Simmons, a reporter from the Toronto Sun, had the following exchange with Maple Leafs team president Keith Pelley on the dais, and Keith Pelley is standing alongside John Chayka, who's being introduced. So take a listen to this.
In the past, say 3 to 4 days, I have been in contact with about 20 people who work in the National Hockey League, many of whom are prominent names that we would all know. And of the 20 people I spoke to, 1 was supportive of John's hiring, and the other 19 thought it was a sham, to be perfectly honest. Words were used like con artist, liar, salesman. How did you come to a different conclusion that I was able to come to in a very short time?
I must have talked to different people.
That's it? Because I'm telling you, the hockey world today is astounded by this announcement.
Okay.
And your response to that?
Is we've conducted due diligence, and it was deep due diligence. It was a thorough process, and I'm quite happy with where we've landed.
Oh, Canada. Back to you guys.
Well done. Well done.
Oh, it's those Maple Leafs turning over a new leaf, or the same old leaf, if you will. It's an emotional day in sports as well. And Isaac, you can stick around for this, but Iowa Sam, Jason Stewart's here, Monse Bolanos, myself, Dan Beyer. It is Stu Gotts and Company Live. Longtime Yankees play-by-play announcer John Sterling passed away. And when things like this happen, and we knew that Sterling during his later years with the Yankees was in not great health, and now year so later after him stepping aside, he ends up passing away. But it is always emotional because I think for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think you just remember the calls, and we're going to play some of the calls to it as well. But it also makes you think of a lot of other broadcasters that have passed away, and now John Sterling, another one, because so many baseball fans are so tied to their play-by-play announcer. So I'm sure Yankee fans feeling the feelings that a lot of baseball fans have felt over the years in losing their voices of baseball, like the Brewers and Bob Uecker. When Bob Uecker ended up passing away, a long time the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers. And I think we're in Southern California.
Losing
no doubt,
Vin Scully.
Vin Scully,
yeah.
absolutely.
It was
So,
awful.
sad news with John Sterling passing away
Absolutely.
today. I know the passing of Vin Scully, was, Jason Stewart, you're a lifelong Dodger fan. I mean, it's just you knew the day was going to come, but it's just, one of the worst days possible.
So Vin Scully was the soundtrack of my childhood. I would go to sleep listening to him literally. So, yeah, there's a huge emotional tie to that, but I don't think I'm alone in that. I think there are a lot of markets around the country that kind of had that experience. And the sadness of like a John Sterling passing, or as you mentioned, Bob Uecker, is that baseball is just slowly becoming the game that's unfamiliar to me. I've gone on Twitter with my old man takes and been called a boomer about how the game is changing for the younger audience and the marketing has changed. But John Sterling, Vin Scully, Bob Uecker, these are just kind of like sad signs that baseball is not what it was when I was growing up. But John Sterling, what a legend. What a legend.
What an absolute legend. And Isaac, I know you're obviously a play-by-play savant. You do a great job yourself. You know the history of so many broadcasters, and Sterling had some epic calls of his own.
Let's take you back to Game 6 of the 1996 World Series, the start of the Yankees' most recent dynasty, and here they are, 1 strike and 1 out away from winning it against the Atlanta Braves.
Once again, it'll be a 3-2. The stretch and pitch. Swung on and popped up again. Off third. Hayes has room. Hayes makes the catch. Yankees win. Oh, Yankees win. The New York Yankees have won the 1996 World Series. They have surmounted every challenge. They have climbed every mountain.
And you guys bring up a really fascinating broader issue. You mentioned John Sterling, Bob Uecker, Vin Scully. These people come on the air and you instantly recognize them. And I think we're kind of losing that distinctiveness in this generation because of the personalities themselves, but also sports are consumed in different ways now than they were when we were all growing up. There's not so much radio on the back porch anymore. It's your phone. There's not so much, hey, the TV on in the living room and the family room while we're walking in and out, which is how we grew up to whatever game is on the air. Now it's maybe streaming on your specific device, but the whole family is not exposed to it. So I think you guys make a great point about the broader issue. What's kind of poignant is not only is it a farewell to a particular beloved broadcaster, it's also a farewell to kind of the way we grew up consuming sports.
One of the great things that I loved about John Sterling was it was at first Yankees win. The Yankees win. So
Yankees win. The Yankees win.
So it's something like that outside of New York that starts to catch on.
Yeah.
But then what happens is it's the nicknames. And that's what I will always remember. Like, you want to know how you've made it. It's when the Yankees would sign someone new, and you wanted them to hit a home run for the first time
to see what he was
going to
say,
what the nickname was going to be.
Yeah.
Here's some of John Sterling's greatest hits.
Yeah, and here, it's funny you should mention that. Here was the first time he called a Giancarlo Stanton home run.
Swung on and drilled to deep right center field. It is high. It is far. It is gone. It is first Yankee at bat. Giancarlo non si può stopparlo. It is a Stantonian home run, a 2-run blast to right center in his first Yankee at bat. And the Yankees take a 2-0 lead.
I didn't know it was that easy.
And there was extra. The Stantonian and Giancarlo.
Yeah.
There's more. There's more from John Sterling.
1-2. Swung on and driven to deep left. Toward the line. She is gone. Aaron Judge lined one right down the line. A Judgian blast. All rise. Here comes the Judge.
Oh, my goodness. It's great. It gets better and better.
The Grandy Man Can. The Grandy Man Can.
Even if it doesn't make any sense. And we would rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. And we would say, that's a 2. That's not good. That was really good. That was a 9. Whatever he did, he stuck with. And then it just became a part of Yankee history.
Who's sorry now?
What is the difference? Hitting on what everyone is saying, Isaac and Jason. Baseball play-by-play is different than any other sport when it comes to the radio. Like, I don't know if it's just because other sports play-by-play, it's like I can keep up, but it's not like baseball. Like baseball, I feel like I'm watching it, even though I'm sitting in my car listening. Like I can see it all happen. I don't know if it's maybe the pace of the game, which makes it so much easier, but like the play-by-play announcers that I know that I could be like, oh, I remember that. They're all baseball. They're all baseball. Mm-hmm. There's not one where I could Ralph Lawler of the Clippers, but that's for me personally. I don't know if I could tell you like another personal NBA play-by-play guy.
Chick Hearn, obviously.
Chick Hearn, okay.
But
I'm in LA, but I'm also in LA, so it's like,
you're
is
also
that because
bragging how young you are compared to us, but I get it. But no, you're right. You're right.
Thank you, yes. But like even Chick Hearn, you're right. But I'm in LA. So is that because I'm in LA that I also know that one?
Yeah, I think that would be a part of it. Like I think that people didn't realize that Bob Uecker was actually the voice of the Brewers for as long as he was. They thought he was on Mr. Belvedere and Johnny Carson and all of those things, but to so many Brewers fans, he was the voice of the Brewers, and so many other broadcasters, whether it be Ernie Harwell, with the Tigers, and you're right about that. I think it's the pace of it. I think it's the
amount
long
of games,
schedule.
Maybe? Yeah, I was going to say,
I think it's the feel of summer,
mm-hmm.
where you go and working out in the yard, having a good time, turning on the ball game while you're out there with friends, like all of that, I think ends up fitting.
And I would say that the point of what makes baseball on the radio so special, you use the phrase keeping up. It's not so much to keep up with the game, it's to keep people company. Mm-hmm. And there's a certain charm about it. I mentioned listening to the radio on your back porch, listening in the car. There's just a charm about baseball on the radio that's unique.
My family, where they live in Wisconsin, I mean, how many people would have the radio headset? I'm not talking about Walkman, like when you're mowing the lawn to listen or put your earbuds in, but like this is the where you would have an antenna. This is that sort of, and they'd listen to the Brewer games as they drive the riding lawnmower and just mow lawn. It's part of the pastime, and I'm sure John Sterling was part of that. I'm sure people were doing that on Long Island, turning on the Yankees game, doing the yard work, in the summertime and enjoying. But some sad news is John Sterling passed away, but we were able to honor him in a certain way. Jason Stewart.
One thing too, and you guys can confirm or deny this. I want to say John Sterling was largely the one voice on the broadcast. I know that Susie was a voice, but like with John Miller and the Giants right now, if you sign up to be his commentator, you're saying a couple words of broadcast. It's just a known thing. John Miller dominates the broadcast. Vin Scully did it all by himself. Imagine the skill set of being able to speak on your own for 3.5 hours every night, 162 nights a year. And that's what kind of makes it special, too. That's why there's a special relationship with the listener. and that now it's largely play-by-play with an ex-athlete, and it's very, what do you call that, homogenous? I don't even know what the word is.
Homogenized.
But it's a dying era, not to pun not intended, of people that kind of just dominated the broadcast like that, you know?
Yeah.
5,631 Yankee games he called. John Sterling passing away at the age of 87. A lot of games. Monty Bolanos, I'm Dan Beyer, Jason Stewart, Isaac Lowenkron, Iowa Sam, hanging out with us today. Great to hear some of the calls from John Sterling. It's also great when we get to hear a behind the scenes of the NFL draft. And we heard something that blew my mind over the weekend. We're going to play it for you next, right here on Fox Sports Radio.
All rise. Here comes the judge, Aaron Judge, on Judgment Day.
Sophie's Choice is like booty or your team. When I was a teenage boy, the two most important things in my life were sports and girls. In fact, you could argue that every grown man, their favorite things are sports and women. So when you have to decide between sports and booty, that to me, what was that movie when our parents had Sophie's Choice? To me, the Sophie's Choice is like booty or your team.
Well, a Florida high school baseball team season ended because the seniors chose to go to prom instead of a playoff game. All 5 seniors. So it wasn't just like a few went. All 5 seniors
playoffs
went to the prom.
Playoffs?
And it was only 3 upperclassmen that actually showed up. So meaning like 3, I guess, juniors that weren't going to prom.
The JV squad took their place?
But 5 seniors, 5 key players didn't go to the playoff game. And they had a 12-1 season. And they ended up losing the game. So they lost the game. The seniors were a no-show.
Hold on, what did that? I think they lost the game 12-1.
I thought they were 12-1.
Yeah, no, I think that was the score.
Revealed Nassau's 12-1 season-ending defeat came with all 5 of their seniors opting to attend the prom. Okay, what was their season record then? Okay, so they lost 12-1, even worse.
It's like a Knicks blowout.
Yeah. So the story here is the upperclassmen, the 5 seniors, skipped the playoffs for their school to go to a prom. Okay, proms are important. I want to make this very clear when we discuss it. Nothing grinds my goat more than the person that's like, and Danny G, it's no knock on you because I can't wait to hear Danny G's side. But I know he didn't go to his prom. I don't know his choice or his reasoning. Maybe it's different here in California, but it's like the person who's like, I didn't take a picture for the yearbook. I'm like, why?
Loser?
Yeah, like, why? Right? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, I'm not saying that the prom's not important, right?
And I didn't say that either.
Okay.
And I wasn't bragging saying, I didn't go. I haven't watched one episode of fill in the popular show.
The person that brags about not watching the hot show.
Yeah,
right.
It wasn't that. It was just at my school, sports were more important than the prom.
And I think I might agree with you there, Danny G. I'm still processing this story, and I don't want to deter Rich from his strong take here either. So,
well, lucky for you, I have a strong take that's not changing.
I want the Fox Sports Radio Nation to start calling now on John Quinones. What would you do?
You
or an
look
old
like
school, I look like John Quinones?
When you have one
if
too
I,
many.
If I look like John Quinones, you look like Eli Manning, bro. All right. So anyway,
How dare you?
What would you do? Or the old school NFL, you make the call. Let's say there's two ways to look at this.
Yeah.
We all remember what it was like to play high school sports, right? It's important. Our lives revolved around it.
Correct.
So what would you have done? And, now we're at the age where, hey, we're parents. What would you advise your kid to do in that situation? Play in that game or go to the prom? And I think I have a solution that should have happened, in my opinion, the more I think about it. So
here's my take, and very hard to tell me I'm wrong, because I'm so adamant that
I think there's a clear reason to tell you you're wrong.
All right.
Now that I think about it.
Guess what? There's one prom.
Okay.
It's a memory. If you have a high school sweetheart, you take the limo,
was
the
it
party,
that great?
the party bus with your friends. You go to the prom. You go into the big city. That weekend, everyone goes to get a shore house. That's how we did it on the East Coast. Wherever you go to the lake house, wherever you live, it's your prom. You wear a tuxedo.
Prom is very special, no doubt.
Especially if you have a high school sweetheart, it's your moment. A lot of guys lose their V card at the prom. A lot of guys, that's a very special moment. To me, I'm the most competitive guy you know. I still play adult men rec sports because I love playing sports. But if you play baseball in high school, unless you're going on to be a pro, unless you're a top prospect, what's more important? A game? You're going to end up playing Babe Ruth or Connie Mack, or I played men's baseball until I was like 25. You play all these games. There's one prom. This is a no-doubter, not even thinking about it. I'm going to the prom with my high school sweetheart. We're going in the limo. I'm getting my tuxedo. I'm putting the croissant?
Croissant?
What is it?
What are you,
Corsage?
Took a French girl to your prom?
Corsage,
Corsage, you bonehead.
You're gonna put
I'm Dan Beyer. She's Monty Bolaños as we are in for Stu and serving as part of the company on this Monday.
That's right. And be sure to check out our new YouTube channel for the show. Just search Stugotz Live on YouTube. Again, that's Stugotz Live. Hit the subscribe button, and after you've done that, tap the thumbs up icon and comment away whether you agree or disagree. Let us know what you think. Again, just search Stugotz Live on YouTube and subscribe. And you can also subscribe to Stugotz 790 on YouTube for videos from our original podcasts.
The NFL draft is in our rear view mirror for sure, but there is an ESPN show coming out, a behind-the-scenes look at the NFL draft, and they've been leaking some of the information. Something shocked me from a clip that they sent out with the Cowboys and Eagles making that trade that allowed Philadelphia to get Mackay Lemon. We knew the drama of him being on the phone with the Steelers, being Lemon, and then the Eagles calling in at that time, but something else surprised me about it. We're picking it up in the Cowboys' war room with Steven and Jerry Jones taking center stage.
Who's the best candidates if you were them?
On who?
Got to play.
Coming to our 20 to move to 20.
Yeah.
Philly.
Just call Howie, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's gonna, if he call, we're gonna be given the 6. I'm hoping he'll call and say we'll do the 2 4s. We got time. We got a few minutes. It's not like we're down to the 20 seconds we were.
We're not going to be on the clock.
He's trying to call me? I tell him I'm calling him. Hello? Howie? Howie? Hey, this is Steven. How you doing, man?
1737.
Exchanging numbers.
Our 7th next year? We're good. No, we don't want to. We're already giving up picks for this year. We're out of them. We're out of picks. But anyway, we'd for sure do it for the 2 4s.
You good?
I'll throw you a next year's 7.
Okay, we got a deal.
We got a deal.
Politics and football make strange bedfellows. The Eagles and Cowboys made a trade.
Announcing this trade. Well, listen to this.
Dropped 3 spots. You picked up 2 4.
This is Tess.
Yes, this is Stephen Jones. We're trading this pick to Philadelphia.
Okay.
We're trading pick 20 for their pick 23. And and we get their 114 and 137 in the 4th.
Okay.
And
One
we
second,
give
just-
back our
oh.
7th next year.
7th next year. Okay.
There it is. Deal is done. That
Yeah.
took, what, 100 seconds? I don't know why I thought NFL trades were way more complicated, way more, okay, we've got Stephen Jones on one line, we've got Howie Roseman on the other. Mr. Roseman, do you and the Eagles agree to this deal? I agree. I therefore certify this trade. Stephen Jones and the Cowboys, do you agree to this trade? Yes, I agree. None of that.
No.
None of that. It's Stephen Jones saying, hey, Tess, I think that may have been her name. We just swing a deal. We're going to pick here. The Eagles are moving up. We're dropping back. We get a couple of their picks. She was about to hang up before he even said, oh, by the way, we also are giving them their 7th-round pick.
Right.
That's how quick this happens. And it happens in a time frame which should be quick because now they only have 8 minutes to pick. It's more difficult to make a trade in my fantasy football draft than it is in an NFL draft. In just hearing how quickly that went down. We don't have any picks. Guess what? We'll take you 2 4s. We do have a 7th we can give you. All right, we'll do it. Let's do it. Boom, done. I was blown away on how easy that trade went down.
It was easy, and everything just seems so cash. Just like no big deal. Like, let's just, oh yeah, why don't you call? Yeah, we've got time. We don't have 20 seconds. We have 2 minutes. We've got 5. It seemed very casual. It was a lot harder for me to delete my Facebook than for them to make a trade.
It was like that. It was 100 seconds in that time. Like, that's really what it was. Like a minute 40. That's all that it took for them to be able to swing the deal. And I'm on the phone with a buddy like, okay, I'll give you a 4th and a 7th. And he's like, well, how about a 6th? No, how about a 3rd and a 9th? No, I can't do that. Like, it's mind-blowing that the NFL makes it so easy.
Yeah. No, really.
You're right. I'm turning down those deals.
Nope.
I'm sorry you're having such a hard time trading in your fantasy football
Didn't you think it would be more official?
Yeah, no, yes, absolutely. It seemed very casual. That's what I mean by that. Very casual watching that video. If you haven't seen the video, it's even more casual than it sounds to me. Like, I couldn't believe that's how it went down.
I mean, am I the only one here? Do you guys think that there was more to it than just Stephen Jones picking up the phone and saying, we made a deal?
Wasn't your initial reaction after the day after the draft when we did the show that you were surprised that the Cowboys did that at all?
Yes.
That's a dynamic here too, right?
Yeah.
He's dealing with somebody who's our arch rival in the division.
Yeah, in the division. Like, why would you want to do what the Eagles wanted to do? And from that, it was just the Cowboys trying to get more picks, and Philadelphia was willing to do so.
Takes me longer at the drive-through window, to be honest with you.
I'm telling you, it took me
Seriously.
months to cancel my Facebook. Months.
Come back to
Months.
Facebook, Monty.
Never. No.
It took us years to believe in Joel Embiid.
The process.
Have we finally arrived? Has the process been completed? That's next on Fox.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready? Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life. It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right? I'm thinking Bo Jackson. I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation. You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say. It's never boring. If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there, and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm gonna go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
The Dallas Mavericks have hired Masai Ujiri as their new team president and alternate governor. The Orlando Magic fired head coach Jamal Mosley after 5 seasons, one day after losing Game 7 at Detroit, a series they once led 3-1. ESPN reports Minnesota's Anthony Edwards is expected to play in Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals this evening against San Antonio, barring a pregame setback. Baseball, Detroit Tigers ace Tarik Skubal will need undergo arthroscopic surgery to remove loose bodies in his left elbow. Presently unknown how long Skubal's going to be out of action. Former longtime New York Yankees broadcaster John Sterling has passed away at the age of 87. NFL media reports the Green Bay Packers are signing veteran quarterback Tyrod Taylor to back up Jordan Love and are releasing quarterback Desmond Ridder. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Things just got interesting. You heard the news. Anthony Edwards back for the Timberwolves, playing in Game 1 tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. I think it's a mountain to climb for San Antonio. I may sound cliche, Monty, but winning and winning against a good team in the NBA playoffs when you haven't done it before. Minnesota has done it before. I think it's a tough task for the San Antonio Spurs, and now getting Anthony Edwards back for Minnesota, I think makes things even tougher for San Antonio.
It's just unknown territory, right, for the Spurs in this situation going into it. So I understand, but I do think the Spurs are more prepared maybe than I would of another team that is entering the second round of the playoffs semifinals after not being in the playoffs the last couple of seasons. Like I don't know. I think the Spurs can win it, but having Anthony Edwards is awesome because that's how you want to see this series.
They should win it.
They should.
Timberwolves took 2 of 3 from the Spurs this past season, but if we even just go back to last year with Oklahoma City, right? Oklahoma City was the best team in the NBA. They were the number 1 overall seed, but yet every time along the way, we wondered if they were able to get it done because they hadn't been there before. They hadn't done it before, and they had to prove their way, and they ended up doing it. And now, like, we look at their series with the Lakers and be like, oh, yeah, Thunder are going to win.
Yeah.
So they got past that mark. You talk about sometimes having some difficulty sleeping.
Oh, all the time.
So my mom got me this Nintendo NES thing where it's got just a bunch of games on it.
Yeah.
It's got a bunch of
the little
games
one,
on it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a little replica.
Yeah, I think it's got like maybe a Contra game. It's got
Yeah.
regular Super Mario Brothers. It's got some other games that I have no idea. But it has Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers 3.
That's all you need.
And
Super Mario 3. Is that the one where he flies?
Yes.
He's got the tail?
Yes.
Oh, so good.
So I have been playing that, and I got stuck playing. My
Nice.
son was sick last night and went to bed early. My wife went to bed. I'm like, I'm going to play some Super Mario Brothers. And
Love it.
I was up till 2.
Yes.
I was up till 2 o'clock, but I can't get past this certain world or this certain stage. It doesn't matter if I have 12 lives. I cannot get past it.
Which one is it? Do you remember?
It's embarrassing. Because I'm a 50, almost a 50-year-old
What world
guy.
is this? Because now I'm going into it.
That's
What
even
world?
more embarrassing. It's only World 2.
It's the desert one.
Yes.
Yes.
And
You can't
and
get past the
5
sun? Is it
and
the sun that's chasing you?
That's tricky, but I can do it every now and then, but I lost like 5 lives on it last night. That's what I feel it's like for an NBA team. You try and try and try, and then when you finally can break through, the next time you do it again, it's easier, you understand. But until you actually do it, you're stuck. And I'm stuck in World 2 right now in that Super Mario Brothers game. And was up until 2 o'clock last night. At one point I had like 13 lives, and I could not get past it. That is why I think it is a tough task for San Antonio now with Anthony Edwards, who's playing with 2 bad knees. Let's be real. If he's coming back from this one, he had the runner's knee on the other knee. So it's not Anthony Edwards at 100%. But we've seen how other Timberwolves players have stepped up in his absence. They're still with Dante DiVincenzo. Because of his Achilles injury, he's not going to be back at all until next season, maybe, with the injury. So there's not everything is going for Minnesota, but I still just think a win against Portland in a playoff series is not the same as beating a team that's been to the Western Conference Finals the previous 2 years. And it sounds very general and it sounds very cliche, but I do believe it. And I do believe that there's something there. And I do believe Minnesota has shown that they can win games that they need to win. Now, they haven't made it to the NBA Finals. Maybe the Mavericks were better and Oklahoma City was better last year. But in other previous series, they have shown that they can win the games that they need to win. And I think that is going to be something that the Spurs are going to have to figure out. They may be better, but Minnesota's beaten them twice during the season, and now they'll have an opportunity to do it again.
I love the comparison because you hit it right on the money. Once you get through a level that you can, all of a sudden you can get through it much easier. And so here are the Spurs, a very young team, just in general, right? I think De'Aaron Fox. Thank you. I was like, De'Aaron Fox might be the one that has had the most experience when it comes to the NBA for how long he's been in the league. But I've never, and maybe I have never looked at Minnesota in the last couple of years and been like, I am scared of Minnesota. Minnesota's never made me feel scared.
And I love them.
And it's not about not liking them. I just don't know. Like, they're good. They're good. They've been to the Western Conference Finals, but like, I have not been scared of them. I feel like with a gimpy Anthony Edwards, gangster in major pain because of his knees, they're probably like, okay, he's coming out. That's going to make a difference. But I don't know if San Antonio looks at them and is scared. I do feel that people look at Victor Wembanyama and maybe are not scared, but definitely know that he's going to bring it. We've seen it from Victor Wembanyama doesn't have the attitude. He has the attitude that we're all asking and craving for. So I feel like they know that he's going to come out already ready to play the first second of game one. You don't have to tell him he's not going to warm up in the second quarter. He's going to come out ready to play. And so I don't know. I think the Spurs are going to be more prepared than a typical fresh team with youngins.
Remember, this isn't a Spurs team with Greg Popovich as their head coach either. So
No,
Mitch
it's not.
Johnson's also never been here before
Absolutely. But there is I got to give some credit to the culture and the history that has been the Spurs, right? I just am giving them maybe too much credit, but I definitely have never I'm scared of the Timberwolves. I've never felt that.
What about the Timberwolves?
Mira, no empeces. No empiecen.
Now, I don't know about the Wolves.
Listen,
but
I don't hear it.
Timberwolves.
I don't hear it.
What do you guys-
So from now on, it'll be Minnesota.
Who do you guys
the
like?
rest of the way?
Sam, who are you picking tonight? Spurs or Timberwolves?
Say Minnesota.
Timberwolves.
I don't hear it. I mean, I hear you.
Jason, do you like Spurs or Timberwolves?
I prefer Timberwolves because there's more of an F there, isn't there? Say it, Monty.
Minnesota? No, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it the rest of the day.
Timberwolves.
No, I'm not saying it the rest of the day.
Everyone gives Monty guff for this, and I'm just like, I let it be a long time ago. I'm just like,
Thank you. I don't even hear it, though. So I can't adjust
Yeah.
it because I don't even hear
It
it.
happens. It's not,
Okay? Okay?
I love it. I think it's the first time that I've
I don't think so.
No.
You mean like on a Monday, maybe?
May-
Yeah,
and
like,
Rich
like
love to bring
maybe
this
on
up.
a Monday you is the first time you brought it up.
Don't get me started on the Cardinals.
Yeah, the
Cardinals?
oh wow,
Cardinals?
Yeah, see
Cardinals?
there she's got it. It's for me. It's only Timberwolves and Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. You got it.
So what am I saying
What do
wrong?
you say? 76. You don't say anything wrong. You don't say anything wrong. It's just how you say
what
it.
am I saying wrong?
Listen, I come from the upper Midwest, so when I say grocery bag, it was like, "What's a bag?"
A bag?
Yeah, a bag. So don't worry,
Bag?
it's all connected.
Yeah.
It's all connected. Well, Anthony Edwards back tonight for the Spurs. Joel
For
Embiid,
the Minnesota
for
team.
Minnesota tonight as they face
For
the
the
Spurs.
Minnesota.
I was too busy trying to make my cool transition to Joel Embiid because Joel Embiid is back,
The process.
and yet he is injured as well. That is nothing new, but a healthy version of Joel Embiid who had to deal with a hip issue, had Tyrese Maxey fall into his knee late in that game against the Celtics, but by and large, Joel Embiid is healthy, and the 76ers, behind a rejuvenated Joel Embiid, have advanced to the Eastern Conference semifinals. So I ask you the question, Monty Bolaños. Is Joel Embiid now someone to root for?
I think so. I think the 76ers, I'm rooting for the demise of Paul George for the rest of time because of his way out of the Clippers. So I'm not rooting for him. But I don't dislike the 76ers. I've been a fan, I guess, from afar of the 76ers since I was a little girl because of Allen Iverson. I think Joel Embiid is a likable player, and we have not been able to see him get this far. And so I think this is, like, I feel like a lot of people are like, okay, now I'm going to root for the 76ers. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you said that you don't think the Knicks are liked, right? Or like a couple of...
I don't think that the rest of the country falls in love with the Knicks.
Correct. I told you, I was like, I don't think people hate the Knicks, but I think this matchup, I think what's happening now, 76ers are the team that maybe most people are jumping on the bandwagon at this point to root for.
So I don't think people were behind Joel Embiid because of his injury history.
No.
That may be unfair to Joel Embiid, but I don't think that he was embraced by fans as a whole because it was more about his unavailability or his inability to play as opposed to being on the court. Like someone like Giannis, I think in the Bucks runs that they made, he was enduring to a lot of basketball fans out there. I think Jalen Brunson actually with the Knicks also can have a similar sort of feel. But I think when you looked at Joel Embiid, you just thought high draft pick, all the talent, always hurt.
Always hurt,
Fair
yeah.
or not, I think that people weren't warming up to him. Now, after missing half of the season and then missing the first part of this playoff series and the end of the regular season because of an appendectomy, now he comes back and he actually looks refreshed and he looks like a different player. I think that there was a point that we wondered, does Joel Embiid have anything else left? The 76ers already missed the timeline if they wanted to trade him because now you have a player that gives you diminishing returns. And in the games that he played against Boston, which, by the way, sure seems to be the difference in that series if we really get down to it, the Sixers seem like a different team. But now they seem different because he's healthy. And it seems different because maybe they're a 7 seed. And maybe it is a little bit of Paul George also coming back. But I think something turned with Embiid. I think people are warming up to them. Of the Celtics, Knicks, and 76ers, I think the Celtics are disliked by the most people. I think the Knicks are next. And then I think it would be the 76ers. But I don't even know if people dislike the 76ers anymore. There hasn't been anything to dislike about them except Joel Embiid not being available for his team's games. And now he is. Now they're an underdog. Now they're facing the Knicks, a team that people may not like. And I think that Joel Embiid now has this feel-good story behind him, and the Sixers do as well, that could carry them even further in the playoffs.
I'm scared of the 76ers.
Yeah, too.
If I'm on the East, I'm scared of the 76ers. Not only, as you just hit it, Joel Embiid looks better than I think we all anticipated because of the history of him just not being available, which has been the frustrating part. And if you're a Sixers fan, this entire time you've watched your front office make move after move after move to try and make this process work. And it's taken a while, right? It's taken, I don't know how many years at this point. The process has been in process and
processing.
Is processing. The process has been processing. But this team, like, aside from Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey has been carrying that team whenever Joel Embiid was down. And he is one of the fastest players in the league. Paul George not having to play because he was suspended, not because he was injured and had to rehab. This dude was just chilling at home, probably working on his game, but not doing anything too much to his body. He's fully refreshed. Both of these players, Joel Embiid and Paul George, played under 40 games this year. And here they are, seeming like they're in mid-season form, not postseason where everyone else is dragging and tired. They both look really good. And the Sixers look scary. They look like they can absolutely come out of the East. And if we would have been having this conversation 10 days ago, I wouldn't have said that.
To that point, and I know you can't do it with every player, but I also think that this is bad news for the NBA. And it's bad news for the NBA because you see the Sixers and their key components. In Paul George, to your point about the suspension, well put, but with Embiid, I think he played 38 regular season games. It was something like
yeah,
as
under
you
40
said.
for both, yeah.
Correct. So now you're telling me that you can have their best players, older in age, George is in his 16th season, older in age, miss half of the season, and now look like the most dangerous team in the East. That's not good. And you look out to the West, and you have Anthony Edwards now who has 2 bad knees. You have a Lakers team that doesn't have Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves trying to come back from his injury. So what we are seeing with the 76ers is not good for Adam Silver and the NBA to say, like, your strongest team, 50% of what makes them good is that their players missed half the season.
Yeah, it's really
because
bad.
if Embiid played 65 games and maybe he's second team All-NBA, but guess what? He's probably not fully healthy for the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Yeah, it's something I've never understood because in baseball, when you get suspended, it's like you're suspended and the postseason. Like maybe you're suspended only X amount of games, but you can't play in the postseason. That's typically tied into when you get in trouble. This, as you said, it's going to be something, if the Sixers get far, if they make it to the finals, let's say they win, it has to be something that is discussed because, to your point, look at all the stars that are hurt because they tried and played the whole season. And they have 2 that didn't.
Yeah, right. And this has made them stronger.
Absolutely.
And I think that people would say, I would rather have this than have them play 65 games between mid-October and mid-April. Like, this is another, I hate to use the word indictment on the NBA's regular season, But if this is what is happening, if this is what we are playing for, guess what? Maybe guys shouldn't be playing 17 and 18 years. I don't know. I actually think that it could be a problem in the NBA because we can't move on from older stars because they're still hanging around in some way or another. So we're talking about LeBron James. We're talking about Kevin Durant and the Rockets.
Trying to put a cap on the amount of years you can play in the NBA?
I'm just saying if they're that good and they're that valuable, and you see Joel Embiid, and again, I'm saying relatively healthy, appendectomy, there's nothing that you could do about that. And he got banged up. He had his hip working on, and I mentioned the knee thing with Maxey.
That video of him stretching on the sideline, so funny.
Yeah, I think that it's an indictment on the NBA.
It really is.
But anyway, Joel Embiid is now a feel-good story in the NBA playoffs. She's Monse Bolanos. I'm Dan Beyer at Stugotz and Company Live here. If you missed any of today's show, be sure to catch the podcast. Just search Stugotz and Company Live. Wherever you get your podcast, please follow the podcast rated 5 stars and provide a review. Again, just search Stugotz and Company Live wherever you get your podcast. You'll find today's full show and a best-of version posted right after the end of the show. And also check out our original podcast, Stugotz and Company, God Bless Football, and with Stugotz and Hockman. She's Monse Bolanos. I'm Dan Beyer. We're part of the company here on Stugotz and Company Live. Isaac Lowenkron, Jason Stewart, and I with Sam hanging out. Coming up next, Stugotz sits down with former NFL great Phil Simms here on Fox Sports Radio. It's time to get your financial portfolio game ready with Webull. Get powerful investing tools and real-time data all in one platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
We lost the plot. We've gone too far. A couple days ago, we joked and made fun of this bearded jabroni that stole a ball from a little girl in the stands at a Guardians-Rays game.
It went very viral.
We made fun of him. He deserved to be made fun of. But guess what we did after that?
Did we encourage the wrong people? Do we have to take accountability?
No. And I'll tell you why.
Were we holding the pitchforks? Get them! Were we the ones holding the torches up?
Here's what happens in 2026, and this is where, like I said, we lost the plot. When someone does some dumb stuff, oh my goodness, we as a people love to jump on them. And I'm cool with that. Make fun of someone when they do something dumb. But then you know what? You leave them alone and you move on to the next stupid person. I think we've gone to a point now where if someone does something dumb, we don't need to find out where they work. We don't need to find their family members on social media. We don't need to go find out where they live. You know, if some guy or woman just does something dumb, yeah, let him be. Yeah, you can make fun of him, mock him for a little bit on social media. But I think this culture of tracking someone down, there are sleuths that they get off on finding out their name and, oh, I found out where they work. Oh, now I got their address. And then they start posting stuff, and these people get harassed. This poor schlub, this bearded buffoon, probably a swell fella, he had to go on the local news.
I mean, first of all, I want to just put out an apology and just say I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the family. I'm sorry to the parents. the little girl, her brother. I'm so utterly sorry for everything that's transpired. Like you said, it was a heat of the moment thing. I made a really bad decision, a lot of bad decisions, and I'm paying for it online.
We have some sound from her, and she wants to say something to you right now. This is the 11-year-old girl.
Hi, Max. Thanks for giving us the ball back. We forgive you for it. We know the internet has been going wild over this. We hope they forgive you.
Wow.
This 11-year-old girl has to
Wow.
come to his defense.
His name is Max, by the way. Was he ball maxing or what? What was going on in
Well,
that moment?
apparently, our video guy Spot said the word is doxing. When you
No, doxing is when
You, like,
maliciously
search down-
research someone and try
Yeah.
to ruin their lives.
Well,
You're
that-
collecting all the information, where they work, who they're related
Oy.
to. That's doxing. So, yeah, we've taken doxing too far. And, yeah, it doesn't excuse Max of his wrongdoings. Max is a bonehead. We all know that.
But a
We're not-
bonehead that you can bust his chops and then move along.
That's really it. We're losing the plot, as Rich said, in the sense that it's fun to make fun. And we did a good job of laughing at his expense and calling him out and saying what a dope and bonehead he is. And, people like that are the worst. But that's the end of it. It's all in good fun and good-natured. When you start trying to ruin someone's life, that's when it's gone too far.
Yeah, know what it's like? It's
You've
like
done
when
too much.
We got to find out where he works. What? Why?
Now you're harassing that guy, and you're, by the way, and now you're worse than he is. I could say you're no better, but you're actually worse than he is. If you're taking it the steps where you're now, sending all these evil messages, and you're putting his public information out there, or you're making threats, you're way worse than the guy that had a bad moment.
Can I tell you? I think we're seeing this on full display, even with Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. Listen, at worst, what are they guilty of? Cheating, maybe, allegedly? Does Mike Vrabel need to be followed through an airport by, like, dopes on their phones like, hey, Coach Vrabel, what do you have to say? What do you have to say? Trying to get internet popular for a second. I just think we got to cool it, as my dad would say in the 80s. Hey, cool it.
You know who else said that?
Cool it.
Ralph Tresvant in the 80s.
You got to cool it,
Cool
guys.
it now, man. New Edition style. People need to relax. People need to get a grip, Aerosmith style.
Get a grip, another good one.
No, get a grip.
Get a grip and
No,
cool it.
seriously. Take a chill pill, bro. No, we are losing the plot, Rich, as the kiddos say. Make fun. Have fun. In fact, have fun making fun. There's nothing that brings me more joy than making fun of somebody. It's the best. It's a pastime. It's something we grew up doing.
In fact, I feel
I'm
like-
from Union, New Jersey. It's what we live to do. It's what my family does best.
I'm pretty
Making
sure
fun of people's great.
I'm
but
pretty
that's what
sure
it is.
your favorite hobby is making fun of me every day.
It's one of my favorite things to do, Rich. I'm not going to lie. But you know why, though? Because you're a good sport. But that's where it ends. When it starts getting evil and you're ruining lives, doxing as it's called, you are the loser.
Yeah.
You are the pathetic one.
And even when
Be better than that.
Even when someone's doing something wrong, unless an old school Karen, like Danny said, if she's being racist or inappropriate, that's one thing.
Yeah, some people need to go
But
away.
there are people that just do something.
This guy had a moment.
Sometimes someone's just rude, and it's like, yep, they had a moment. You don't need to-
Impulsive. He said heat of the moment.
You don't need.
I believe that.
You don't need to harass
And
everyone.
When you harass someone, you're showing your intent. Like you thought about it. You're maliciously like, I'm going to plan this out. You're premeditated.
Sam, we're almost a year away from the anniversary. That shows how much time is flying.
People are the worst.
There's something that happened last year, and don't get me wrong, we all got a kick out of it. The memes.
Stu Gatz and Company live here on Fox Sports Radio. I'm Dan Byers. She's Monse Bolanos in for Stu. You're going to hear Stu catch up with Phil Simms in just a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. And stream us live wherever you happen to be in the iHeart app. Catch us and all of our Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 in the new and improved iHeart app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app so it will always pop up at the top of your screen.
Phil Simms on the other side, but first let's go to the news desk. Isaac Lowenkron giving us the latest.
Okie dokie, Dan and Monty, real busy day across the board in sports. Starting in the NBA, the Dallas Mavericks hiring Masai Ujiri as their new team president and alternate governor. The Orlando Magic fired head coach Jamal Mosley after 5 seasons, one day after losing Game 7 at Detroit, a series they led 3-1. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, Pistons head coach J.B. Bickerstaff a short time ago signed a contract extension. ESPN reports Minnesota's Anthony Edwards is expected to play in Game 1 of the West Semis tonight against San Antonio, barring any pregame setback. NFL, the Green Bay Packers have signed veteran quarterback Tyrod Taylor to back up Jordan Love. They've released quarterback Desmond Ridder. NFL media reports the Baltimore Ravens expected to sign veteran quarterback Skylar Thompson. Baseball, Detroit Tigers ace Tarek Skubal will need to undergo arthroscopic surgery to remove loose bodies in his left elbow. Presently unknown how long he'll be out of action. Former longtime New York Yankees broadcaster John Sterling has passed away at the age of 87. Sterling, the voice of 5 Yankees World Championships. Let's remember the way it was as the Yankees closed out the 1998 championship of the world in Game 4 of the World Series against the San Diego Padres.
2 outs, no one on, bottom of the ninth. The Yankees have a 3-0 lead. They are on the precipice. The stretch and pitch. Hit on the ground on a hop to Brosius. Fields, throws across, in time. Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
That's what's trending. Now let's turn things over to Stu Gatz.
Oh, do we love this man? I am not certain anyone puts a bigger smile on our faces collectively than Phil Simms. Great quarterback, great media career after he was a quarterback. His son is a good friend of ours and joins us every week. He's been texting me from Europe. He's crazy, Chris Simms, but Phil Simms is not. Listen, we had a conversation right before we started here. I'm going to let Mikey A ask the first question. It's a great question.
Really?
So, Mikey A, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
I didn't hear any great questions. But go ahead.
No, it's coming right now. Here we
Well,
go.
we'll get a great answer, I'm sure. But you said that you don't give a crap, and I was just curious. How do you get to I don't give a crap? Is it age? Is it money? What is it that I can do to get to I don't give a crap?
How do you arrive there, Phil? Yes.
Hey, the first thing is it sure as the hell ain't about money because I didn't make any anywhere. So, somebody, oh, you played 15 years. Yeah, my starting salary was $60,000, and we progressed a little bit every year. I mean, so that's one thing. And age is definitely is.
Yes.
I'm tired of the crap that I read and see, and I turn the TV on every morning, and my kids make fun of me. Why are you watching all those shows? All you do is get mad. I said, yeah, I know, but it just makes me want to fight more. Well, so-and-so, I was watching the film. No, you weren't. You couldn't have been watching because your take is absolutely wrong and stupid. But you're telling a big audience out there. You know what I mean?
Yes, right.
So all the people that listen go, oh, yeah, he's smart. He must be right. No, it's every day. So I do let it pass. And, of course, my young son, Matt, who's in the business too, he goes, big guy, just let it go. You can't fight it. And I said, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I really, what would love to do is have a show and just go, today, here are the top 5 stupidest things said by people on TV. I say stupid things too. Every once in a while, I'll get it wrong, but I'm going to tell you, I never talk about something unless I really know.
Right.
So, oh, you mean I got to do a little homework to tell the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Think of it this way, guys. Hey, moms, dads, wife, kids, whatever, are listening to some of these shows. And what else are they, even the fans, what do they go by? What they read and what they hear. So I think that's a big responsibility for the press to try to do the right thing.
Phil, I am all in for a daily show in which you give us the top 5 dumbest things said every set. And
yeah. Well, listen.
Just about every single, just so you know.
Yeah.
We would be featured.
I hear you. I got enough people that don't like me, so I'm gonna try to keep it down a little. Glad to see them, Gino. Rah rah rah. So, as Bill Parcells said to me sometime during my career, it was kind of getting late, and he goes, "Hey Sims, don't worry. When you quit, the fans are gonna like you." And I went, "Is that a compliment?" That when you quit, the fans are going to like you. Well, Bill, when you retire, maybe, well, whatever. Think about, I'm going to write a book, and I'm going to have 2 chapters on Lawrence Taylor, and then I don't know how many chapters I'm going to have on Parcells. But damn, to get even with him, I'd have to write the whole book about him. Because, man, listen, we won, and I tell people all the time, I love him, would do anything for him. And I'm here on this show today just because of him. He's the big reason. He helped us win 2 Super Bowls. So, can't hate a guy for that. Was he tough? Yes. Did he ever have a day where he came out and he was nice? No. He had the great ability to every day to drive you. Right. And, look, thinking back, I go, he could have gone out one day and go, okay, guys, just take it in. We had a great workout. No, never. No.
Phil, do you remember Taylor? You were at the barn for the draft. Chris was doing a show there. Yeah. Do you remember Taylor just kind of hanging around the barn there? What was going on?
I don't remember much about it. A lot of people. I wasn't drinking. I don't really drink.
Right.
I was trying to watch, Christopher and his sidekick do this thing, and I'm just going, God, I'm glad you're doing it, because I sure as the hell wouldn't want to do what you're doing there. Oh, we're surprised by the pick, and whatever. No, I'm sorry, I wasn't zooming in on a lot of people. Man, there were a lot of people there too. Gosh.
Yeah, too many people, right? I mean, for a draft,
well, it's not that complicated,
right?
Yeah, no, they were doing the social post, I guess, and all that. So I did notice everybody was working. So.
Yeah. So my executive producer, who's on the Zoom with us right now, Taylor, he was in the barn. What a great night, a special night for him to be able to take in the draft with the Sims family. He did take a video of you at one point, drinking a Diet Coke and eating baby carrots, I believe. And I got to tell you, Phil, that it was shocking, but that is what draft night is all about. I mean,
hey, man, let me just tell you something. This age thing it's real. Okay. I don't give a crap what you do. So I try to watch what I eat a little bit, because I am the one great thing that I can do in life. I can eat with anybody. No, I'm serious. I eat I've already had 2 breakfasts today.
Well, get out of here. I mean, come on. I mean, Phil, we're taping this at 9:30 in the morning. I mean.
Oh, well, some of us get up early.
Right.
And that's the other thing with age. I look at the clock and I say 5:30. I go, all right, let me try to sleep another 20 minutes. But usually I just go, what the hell, and I get up. So I get up early, have an early breakfast, and then, 2 hours later, I'm ready to eat again. Of course, all you got to do is ask my sons. They laugh their ass off about me. God almighty, you can eat. I said, yeah, you know why? Because I starved my whole life growing up in the house with eight kids. And
that's right. Yeah.
So I was always.
The sacrifices you made, right? You spent all the money on them. That's right. Yeah.
Well, so whatever. At one time this offseason, I was up to 263.
Wow.
Yeah, no, wow. And I liked it, my clothes didn't fit, but it just felt good. But I realized I had to do it. So I've dropped back down. Now I'm at 245. So,
man.
So I have to cut down on my eating. My one joy, and I'm a pretty good cook too.
Yeah, we know.
You better be a decent cook too.
Did you cook yourself breakfast this morning or what? Twice?
Of course.
Yes. What was the first one, if you don't mind me asking? The early one?
Yeah, I had a big bowl of yogurt with blueberries, strawberries, crushed, not almonds. Well, I do have those too. Walnuts.
Yep.
Pour a little something on top of it, smash it, watch a little TV, drink 1 cup of coffee or tea. And then I had 4 eggs, fried, and I put them on toast and put all this other stuff on it, which is, man, I eat it so it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so good. That's so good. Go ahead, Taylor.
So the reason why I'm such a great guest at things like this watch party is because I'm wallpaper there. I'm not there to interact with many people.
You don't even know he's there, right?
Yeah. I'm not gonna.
I don't. We didn't even talk, did we?
We talked for a little, but people were Stugatz and Mikey were like, "What's Phil doing? What's Phil doing?" I'm here to report. Nobody ate more fruit that night than Phil Sims.
Oh wow! Yeah.
I was caught. I was just trying. I probably had dinner before we went up there. I can't remember.
But what's with the carrots? What are you doing there? I mean,
hey, just trying to fill up. That's all. No, I don't like it until I feel like, hot damn, I'm full.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a great feeling for me. I love that.
So you love the full feeling, and you love like 265 was a good weight for you. You're saying that's odd.
263. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. Yeah. Like, man, I just go, boy, I wish I'd have weighed like this when I was younger. I really would have taken some people down.
You would have played linebacker.
No, I'm at school.
Oh, that's so good.
What'd you say to me? Oh,
yes. Phil, what'd you make of the? Well, it's hard because no one knows. So you're right. So Phil, like Chris is sitting there doing his thing, but no one really knows how good these draft picks are going to be. But what'd you make of John Harbaugh's first draft as the Giants head coach?
Well, it went great. It really did. I didn't study all the guys they drafted, but I know getting Arvell Reese, that was a great start. Getting the lineman from Miami is another one. So you got two big dudes on a team now that makes the team bigger, better physically, all that stuff. And that's John Harbaugh's way. And the Giants, I think, got away from that for years. I mean, Bill Parcells always had a thing. Well, if we can't make our decision up, just take the bigger guy, And
yes.
And it's, the other thing is, too, just about, why do they draft Arvell Reese? A lot of people complained about that. Well, they got this and that. And I learned this from George Young and Coach Parcells. Don't be afraid of adding on to one of the strengths of your team.
Interesting.
And we did that. And we had an unbelievable linebacking core. And we draft this guy, Carl Banks. I went, oh, my God, how many linebackers do we need?
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I know. He should be a Hall of Famer. I mean, right. Carl Banks, as time went on, it was pretty early, maybe about the second year, I went, oh, my God, he's not good. Carl was great.
Yes.
And, if anybody wants to argue that with me, you can almost look at any game. But look at the playoffs of 1986 by our football team. He was phenomenal in every game. In the Super Bowl, listen, there should be a defensive MVP in the Super Bowls, because it seems like it's just totally always going to go to an offensive player.
Right.
Carl, when you watch the game, it's unbelievable.
Yes.
Every series against Denver, he made a play. And they were outstanding, too, plays that he would make. It wasn't just like, oh, here he comes, I'll make a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
It was, but when you play with Lawrence Taylor, Harry Carson, we had Pepper Johnson. We had a lot.
My God, yeah.
Gary Reasons, just on and on. People don't pay enough attention to you. So I'm always, hey, I know Carl, but we're not super, super close because we don't see each other that much. But
right.
One day I think he's going to get into the Hall of Fame because he deserves it.
What'd you make of the Rams? It was weird, the whole story, trying to protect Matthew Stafford. They made it clear he's the quarterback for now, and Stafford's a Hall of Fame quarterback. But they drafted for the future, and I thought it was smart, and I thought it was ridiculous the great lengths they went to kind of keep that secret. I don't know.
Yeah, well, everything was just about, I think it was two things. I feel pretty confident in saying this. It was two things. One, they wanted to make sure Matthew Stafford was understanding there.
Right. Which you appreciate, of course, right? Yes.
Sure. And, the Giants drafted Dave Brown one year in the first round.
Yes.
And they actually called me and told me. I said, hey,
wow.
I said, wow, Dave Brown, Duke, right? Yeah. Okay. But.
And you were okay with it. You understood what they were doing, right?
Yeah. How did you ask the question at first? That's why.
Well, so they went to great lengths. There was a secret meeting with Ty Simpson. They didn't want the news to get out there. They wanted to make sure Stafford. They did all the right things. It seemed like they really went out of their way to announce, hey, it's still Matthew Stafford's team. We know it's still Matthew Stafford's team.
Right. And Matthew Stafford went to Los Angeles. I had arguments all the time during the week. Well, he's never won a big game. I said, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, because many years before the season started, I said, wow, Detroit, I think they're a Super Bowl team. And they would go, okay, good point. Yeah, no kidding. They were no good. How are they going to win? If they won a game, it was a miracle.
Right.
But I'll say this. I said it many times. You can look it up on podcasts, whatever, not that you want to or will.
I will.
I said, Ty Simpson fits the Rams offense perfectly. He's everything that you would want for that offense and Sean McVay. Sean McVay had to look at him and go, really good arm, very mobile, always too small. Well, you know what? You don't have to really worry about it as much. because they do all those play actions one way, they roll the other way, they got space all around them, and just wait for somebody to come open deep and rip it. And that'll be Ty Simpson. So Matthew Stafford, if I had to guess, it's going to be 1 or 2 years. But, think about this also. He plays hurt all the time, every year. And now, if you get hit Ty Simpson up to speed, you go, what? Let's just give Matt Stafford just 1 game off here to recuperate and whatever. I think that's a big deal too, because man, he played a couple games this year. It was unbelievable that he played with the injuries he was dealing with. But he's tough as hell and got one of the greatest arms we've ever seen in the NFL. I'm not saying Ty Simpson's arm is Matthew Stafford's, but it's not far behind, that's for sure.
Right. And you like to fit in LA with McVay. That's interesting.
I do.
Yep.
Really.
Phil, we're very friendly with Mike Golick and his entire family. Did Mike Golick ever sack you? Do you remember playing against Mike Golick Sr.?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't remember him hitting me because there were those guys hitting me.
Because
he was
Reggie
the guy
was
next
doing
to
all the
Reggie
hitting.
White.
Yeah.
Reggie White, Jerome Brown, my God, their front seven was like, it was unbelievable. And
Golick does tell us that Reggie White would look over to him before the ball was snapped, and he would say, "Hey, Mike, do me a favor. Don't move or move backwards." And Mike would be like, "Why?" And he's like, "You get in my way." He loves that.
Oh my God. I tell you, I was working out one off season, and right before the draft, we're a bunch of us, and Parcells comes in and he looks, and we start talking about the draft just a little. He goes, "Oh, Sims, our life is about ready to change." And I go, "Well, why? Well, why would it? What are you talking about?" He goes, This. I think it was Detroit. Detroit's going to screw us in the draft, and the Eagles are going to get Jerome Brown." And I went, "Oh, is he really as good as everybody says?" He goes, "Hell, he might be better than Reggie." I went, "This is going to be 2 ass whoopings I'm going to take this year." I won't even tell you the stories about my interactions with Reggie White. They were, I would say things, he was a minister that I should never say to a minister, but I did.
Right. Well, it's football, so I mean.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We love you. We love you. We love your family. And it made my day that you had no idea Taylor was in the same room with you the entire evening watching the draft.
That's not true.
Perfect.
I'm
teasing. I'm teasing.
Oh, I didn't want to get into trouble. We were hanging out.
All right, Phil. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for doing this.
Phil Simms, one of the greats, chatting with Stu Gotts and company. It's Stu Gotts and Company live here on Fox Sports Radio. She's Monse Bolanos. I'm Dan Beyer. Moves made in the NBA today. Playoff series beginning tonight. Also moves happening in Major League Baseball. Monty, Major League Baseball has been crazy. How crazy has it been? We'll tell you next here on Stu Gotts and Company live on Fox Sports Radio.
Now Diego Pavia.
Ooh, sad or funny? What's your first instinct?
My first instinct is heartbreaking. It really is. Heartbreaking. Because, I think the feeling, and we described it before when we throw parties, you hope people show up, right? In this case, not only are you hoping that people show up to celebrate, but you're hoping your name's called. And when it's not, that's the weakest feeling in the world, dude. How could it be any weaker? You know, here you are on the top of the world. You're a Heisman Trophy finalist, and now you're not even called at the draft in front of all your friends and family. That's deflating, dude.
I'm throwing the 32 hats on the table and like having the whole setup, waiting to be called. That's a bit much of a setup when there's no guarantees, right? What do we do? Last year we made fun of Shedeur Sanders because he had like a private party. Remember Shedeur had a private party sponsored and all the bells and whistles, and like pick by pick went by. Teams skipped on him multiple times, and it became sort of funny that's like, this dude's not even getting drafted anytime soon. He has a party.
Sad. And
you know what
I know he's one of the older draft picks or draftees, whatever you want to call it, but he's still a 24-year-old kid. Imagine if that was your family member or your buddy or your friend or your boyfriend or your son, and you just want their dreams to come true, and you're so close and you did everything you could, and then it works against you. Now,
do you remember
accountability matters?
That feeling, by the way, in school where if you didn't know if you were going to make the team or, I don't know, the school play, and the coach or the teacher would put the list up and everyone would run over and say, where's my name on the list?
Well, according to you think it's funny to be left out.
Only because
not everybody makes it. I get it.
All right, first of all, this guy went in with no agent, right? He had all those Indiana antics. Apparently at meetings with teams, Danny, you were telling me he was saying things like, I want to be a starter. And that's, it's like, I'll give you the analogy. If you fill in on a rec team in basketball, softball, anything, when they ask you, hey, what position do you play? What do you do? You know what the answer always is? Hey, whatever you need. Whatever you need me to do, I'm here to help.
That's the better answer, but for a quarterback and as a leader, you don't want a guy with a little gusto or what? He's too short, so he didn't earn that?
No, but I
think
think
he was a Heisman finalist.
But
well, we should mention really quick the facts on this.
Mm-hmm.
He did not have a good pro day. It looked like a lot of the balls were late to the receivers.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like it took all his effort to get some of the throws made. And so that more than anything, because you ask yourself, why do some players jump up draft boards? Because of the combine, because of workouts, because of their pro day. And this, besides the attitude stuff, he kind of went backwards a little bit with the abilities.
No doubt. Of course, Danny. And again, you could say, I get what you're saying, Covino. You would interpret that as like, he wants it. But you also have to be real about
I'm just saying,
it, right?
depending on who says that, it could be like, oh, man, I love that attitude. But because this dude said it, it's like, oh, they're using that against him.
I want to be a starter. I want to be a starter.
What dude entering the NFL doesn't want to be a starter? Because he said it, he's getting chastised?
That's like a guy showing up for rec softball that is the filling guy. And he's like, I usually play shortstop.
But he's not a filling guy. He was a star at Vanderbilt and a Heisman runner-up.
Well, guess what? He also didn't get drafted.
It's an attitude issue, and if that's the case, then fine, but work with it. Because there's a lot of dudes, a lot of crappy dudes in the NFL with attitude issues. I think it's the fact that he's a quarterback, and he's, you know what, they list him at 5'9" and 7/8 or something like that. So he's just under 5'10".
I guess he didn't have good hair product in that day.
Seriously, if he wore height-increasing cleats, he's right there. He's in Kyler Murray area, 5'10". But I think the Ravens invited him to mini camp after going undrafted. But the question is, when you see all the hoopla, all the hats laid out there and the party and all the people that showed up to not get called, some people are laughing at this situation. Like, good, this kid stinks anyway. Rich was one of them off the air. And then there's another side of like,
but
isn't
I
that
think it's
sad?
presumptuous. It's presumptuous.
It's also kind of a sad situation. I don't know how you don't see that. So I'm hoping he uses this as fuel to his fire and takes it sort of next level. But he's not the only short guy to ever play in the NFL or potentially play in the NFL. The question in our pre-meeting was, who's the shortest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl?
What comes to mind? I know Danny knows because
Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
Russell Wilson
Wait,
at
you weren't there when we went over
5'11".
there.
Because we both said Drew Brees, but he's in the list.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, 5'11". But when you start thinking or looking up, and it's very much like a girlfriend question, who's the shortest quarterback to ever play?
Company live on Fox Sports Radio. She's Monse Bolanos. I'm Dan Beyer. In for the company today and Stu Gotts. Our company made up of Jason Stewart, Iowa Sam, and Isaac Lowenkron. Monty and I, not only are we streaming live on YouTube as well, we'll be streaming live during Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
Woo!
Yes, we are with you all day on this Monday, getting you set for NBA playoffs and so much more, and also a Major League Baseball season that has been up, down, and all around the National League. At one point, just being the class of the league, as the American League had a difficult time getting teams even above 500. We've got 5 now above 500 in the American League, while the National League Central has all teams not only above 500, but the Pirates are in last place with a winning percentage of .543. It's been a crazy year in Major League Baseball, 35 games in.
It really has been. In fact, the boyfriend, who's a Yankees fan, was like, man, the American League is so bad, the Yankees may actually get to the World Series again.
Right?
Because he's like, the Yankees aren't good, but the American League is so bad that Yankees may get there. So he was excited about that.
It's also been a crazy year in trying to decide what happens. I looked at this past week and saw the Dodgers playing the Marlins. I think the Marlins are a better team than they were in the past. Last year, they had a decent second half. Dodgers lost 2 of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then they went to St. Louis facing a hot Cardinals team after a series in Pittsburgh, and they ended up dropping 2 of 3. And that, you know what that means? A strike in my Survivor League. And I am not alone in this Survivor League. Jason Stewart is in the league as well. It's a pool where you just have to have your team win half the games that they play that week, and you move on. You get 3 strikes and you're out. And everybody was pretty much out this past week because of what's been going on in the bigs.
Like, the cool part about a baseball survivor pool is that you do get those 3 strikes. So you could kind of almost count on most of your summer being filled with some kind of gambling interest. You just pick a winner. All they got to do is win 50% of their games. And so there's 5 or 6 weeks into the MLB season, and most people have 2 strikes. Another like half the league are already out.
And we don't even play the first week, by the way. Like, we start like the Monday after opening day on that Thursday.
A complete bloodbath, though, yesterday, because the Reds and the Mariners were the top 2 picks in the drafts, in the pool. So, like 40% of the pool had one of those 2 teams, and they both lost in Survivor on Sunday. And then this week, our pool, a little thing that they do that kind of, it's supposed to shed down. It's supposed to trim down the amount of pools each year. We have to pick 2 winners this week, and both of them have to win 50% of their games. So we're looking at a pool 6 weeks in that we're keeping down to under 100, if not 50 by the end of the week.
You had an Angels team that was facing the White Sox and Mets, and the Angels were doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been your pick. The Angels were swept by the White Sox in Chicago, and then they lost 2 of 3 to the worst team in baseball. So even if you think your team is good, they're probably not that good. And really the only bad team in baseball, awful team, has been the Mets, and then they go and take 2 of 3 from the Angels.
Can I just say, both of you are crazy? Both of you, instead of enjoying the summer and not dealing with something that's going to stress you like fantasy football does, you both decide, no, I like to live on the edge and want to be mad all day every day.
It's the lifeblood. It's the lifeblood of us. We need it in our veins.
Yeah, you're both crazy.
Are you saying that hanging on every pitch of a Pirates-Reds game on May the 3rd is a bad way to spend my Sunday?
Yes, that's exactly what I was saying. You cuckoo birds.
We had a Game 7 in hockey starting an hour after our show. We had the Pistons and Magic going on yesterday. I had to tell Bo, can you put Guardians A's
Of course
on?
you did.
Yeah, because I needed, and the A's won.
Oh, good.
And we're done here, but we're still sticking around on Fox.
Crazy.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win? Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all's show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
The Dallas Mavericks have hired Masai Ujiri as their new team president and alternate governor. The Orlando Magic fired head coach Jamal Mosley after 5 seasons. Detroit Pistons head coach J.B. Bickerstaff has signed a contract extension. ESPN reports Minnesota's Anthony Edwards is expected to play in Game 1 of the West Semis tonight against San Antonio, barring a pregame setback. The Chicago Bulls just hired Atlanta Hawks senior vice president Bryson Graham as their new executive vice president of basketball operations. Baseball, Detroit Tigers ace Tarek Skubal will need arthroscopic surgery to remove loose bodies in his left elbow. Former longtime New York Yankees broadcaster John Sterling has passed away at the age of 87. In the NFL, the Green Bay Packers signed veteran quarterback Tyrod Taylor to back up Jordan Love and have released quarterback Desmond Ridder. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Hey, welcome in. It's a Monday. Monday. They don't normally do that, but why not? We're here for the week. The guys are on vacation.
As I tweeted, Mom and Dad are on vacation. The kids will play. And then someone said, who's the mom? And I was like, obviously Steve Covino. Obviously Steve Covino.
You think so?
Yes.
I think it's Rich.
No, Rich is the dad. He's going to let them have ice cream at midnight. Covino's the one that's like, you go to bed right now.
Fair enough. Isaac Lowenkron is here at the news desk. Hello, Isaac.
Monty Dan.
All right, Monty Dan. Jason Stewart is here, as is
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Iowa Sam.
Hello. How do?
Spot taking care of things on the live stream on YouTube.
Yes, thank you, Spotty boy.
We are set for the Western Conference semis and the Eastern Conference semifinals to start. It's the Sixers and Knicks coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern. Then at 9:30 Eastern time, it's the Timberwolves and San Antonio Spurs playing tonight, Monty.
Why is there an overlap, Dan? Why does the NBA hate its fans?
I don't know necessarily. I don't have an answer. This has to be an NBC sort of deal. Because, remember, they were the ones that had the regular season where the East Coast gets the 7 o'clock Eastern, Gesundheit, and the West Coast gets their own game. You don't get to see both games except on opening weekend. Yeah, did you know that? You never got to see on NBC here on the West Coast the early East Coast game. The people on the East Coast saw the East Coast game, but if they wanted to watch the late West Coast game, they had to jump over to Peacock like we had to for the early game. So their game, they'd watch the NBA game, then they'd go into probably the nightly news. And for us here, it was 6 o'clock news into the night game on NBC. So that's what NBC has given us. It does. I would have to think it's an NBC thing because with those tips 90 minutes apart, you're saying, well, what about the time zones? These Western Conference teams are all in the Central time zone. That's nothing new. Like we've had games in Minnesota, we've had games in Memphis, Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston. None of that is new. They're all in the Central time zone. But when we go to Wednesday, Monty, and the Knicks and Spurs are hosting their game twos, 7 o'clock Eastern time tip on ESPN, 9:30 Eastern time tip on ESPN. 2.5 hours in between. So it has to be an NBC thing.
I don't like any of the logical answers you just gave me.
Prime Video has it like ESPN does. They give you the
2.5 hours.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
NBC tomorrow night, same thing. They'll be both on NBC. Cavs and Pistons will start at 7 Eastern. Lakers and Thunder will start at 8:30 Eastern time.
So NBC hates NBA
That's who it is,
fans.
yes.
That's what it is. That makes no sense. During the regular season, if this was a thing, fine. But it's the damn playoffs. This is the time where you should make exceptions to the rules maybe that you have had throughout the regular season.
Monty, this is a network that has had a legacy.
I don't care.
Everyone was excited about the NBC coming back to the NBA. It is the reason I believe that NBA ratings are up and have been great numbers because of the NBC factor, because of them being put on prime time. This is a legacy network that you don't care about in doing what they're doing. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to roll with it.
I just want to be able to watch the games.
It.
Is that asking for too much for a legacy network to just give me the opportunity to watch both games without having to flip back and forth or leave? Can you even do that because it's on Peacock?
The first game is on NBC. The second game is on the NBC Sports Network. Both will be on Peacock. But to think that you can just go last if you have DirecTV or cable.
You can't.
No, you can't.
That's what I'm saying. So why is it so difficult? I just want to watch both games.
Take it up with NBC.
I will.
Take it up with NBC. Maybe Isaac knows. Maybe Jason knows. Do we have
reference?
What's that?
The reference you just made?
No.
Oh.
The
reason talking about the Howard Stern movie.
No, that was the reference.
It's a nice pull.
But on why there would be staggered games. I don't know. Maybe we should have figured this out in our pre-show meeting.
Maybe.
Sorry.
Sorry. Curveball.
It's all right. I tried to transition to legacy because you have been going off on legacies changing this past weekend because we've had the Rockets ousted on Friday night by the Lakers. You had the Celtics booted on Saturday by the 76ers. And then yesterday, James Harden and the Cavs pick up a big victory in Game 7 over the Raptors. Legacies at stake in these NBA playoffs.
Yeah, and some have gone upward and some have fallen so far off their cliff. And it's been an interesting playoffs so far because of that. Because we're still only entering the second round.
Here's the funny thing. Monty has two players. I know who they are. And I think there's one obvious person that triggered this topic. And I think it's obvious. However, I know who I'm dealing with. I think it's the other person that made you want to talk about this topic. I think the obvious person, and has been talked about, and I've seen it on the screen, is Kevin Durant.
Yes.
But I think you wanted to talk about legacies because of Rudy Gobert.
I did. I think Rudy Gobert is more of the conversation that nobody is having. And it's mainly, maybe for me, it's because I've never thought Rudy Gobert was worth the 4 first-round draft picks. I never thought he was the difference maker that other Defensive Player of the Year players are. I have thought that he is a liability in big moments for teams when they need him the most. He is a 7-footer. He should be more effective, and I've never thought he was. But this past series between Minnesota and Denver, notice I didn't say Timberwolves, Minnesota and Denver, I thought that Rudy Gobert actually was a difference maker in how Minnesota won that series. And you're not going to see it in the box score. It's just how he was affecting Denver's offense. He was not a liability. He wasn't taken out of the game because sometimes that happens. They would take him out because he was a liability on defense or just couldn't move. But he actually surprised me in this series. I was like, man, if this is the Rudy Gobert, okay, Minnesota, you can get further than I thought you could. Obviously, Anthony Edwards losing Dante DiVincenzo, that adds a lot to it as to how far Minnesota can get. But I was surprised at how Rudy Gobert handled this series against Denver.
Do you honestly think we will look at Rudy Gobert's career differently from what happened over the last 2 weeks?
I did. I will.
You
I will.
So when everybody goes, Rudy Gobert was not worth those 4 first-round picks, you're going to say, hey, 2026 Western Conference first round, what he did against Nikola Jokic, the perennial MVP in the NBA, that's the Rudy Gobert that I know.
No, I think it's now I'm just curious what's going to happen next. Now I want to watch Minnesota. Now I'm more intrigued with Minnesota. And I think he's the reason I'm more intrigued. Even with Anthony Edwards being injured, I'm still wondering how far they're going to get. And I think he's going to be a factor. So let's see in a couple of weeks how far Minnesota gets. I think there's a chance that more people are going to be talking about Rudy Gobert.
Your threshold is different than mine because I don't think that Rudy Gobert is a player to have a legacy, to be quite honest.
Fair. Maybe that word is not.
To that level yet. But
yeah.
It's because I think it's of the select few atop. Like, I don't know if, I don't know if Julius Randle has a legacy, and I, would consider him the second best player on Minnesota. I think Anthony Edwards will. I think Nikola Jokic will in that series. Maybe Jamal Murray if we're just looking at, like the two teams that we're playing. But the legacies that I look at are and the ones that were affected, honestly, this weekend, like I think I don't even think that Kevin Durant's legacy was hurt as much as people want to talk about it. I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's legacy from what happened this past weekend took a turn because Tatum now being unavailable for a team in Game 7, and Celtics fans are like, why is Jason Tatum not available for this team? I think Jaylen Brown not making the shots that he could have made down the stretch with missing shot after shot in the final 5 minutes, that's telling me that for as great as Boston's regular season was, Jaylen Brown was not the man that he maybe wanted to be for the Celtics when they needed him the most. And that's when Jason Tatum was out in a game that you had to win to keep your season alive. So when I'm looking at legacy, does Jason Tatum miss Game 7 take a little bit of shine off the NBA title that he won in 2024? Yeah, a little bit for me. I understand the injury, rushed back, but when his team needed him, he wasn't there. Is Jaylen Brown that guy now with the legacy? Well, Jaylen Brown seemed to be the guy who was in the MVP conversation throughout the year because of the absence of Jason Tatum. When they needed him the most, he couldn't hit the shots that he needed to. And they put him, unfortunately, on Joel Embiid at times and couldn't stop him there. It's not his fault. I think that's more of a Mazzulla thing, something you pointed out earlier today. But those are the legacies that I look at. Like, Rudy Gobert doesn't have a ring yet to really even be put in the conversation. But when I'm looking at legacies, Durant's not even my first go-to this past weekend. It's Tatum and Brown.
The fact that Rudy, I am with you on maybe the word legacy not being exactly what I'm trying to say with Rudy Gobert, because you're right. But isn't it crazy to say that a man who has won 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards has no legacy? Like, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I think that is his. I guess, like, if we're having the conversation, like, there's just no way that, like, a LeBron legacy and Rudy Gobert legacy mean the same thing.
And of course not.
Rudy Gobert is who he is, I guess is my point. He's a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, but I don't think that we are going to change, at least it didn't for me, and it did for you, on how I look at Rudy Gobert as a whole. I think it's a good series. I think it's a series that he probably should have had or you would expect him to have, but I don't think that it's going to change anything on how we look at Rudy Gobert moving forward, because I just think legacy is really with the top dogs. Like this Houston fallout, like Durant, yeah, it affects it for a lot of different reasons, on and off the court. Like, I think that's a part of the legacy. That's a chapter in a book. When you look at Kevin Durant's career, you're going to say, oh, chapter 2026 was
awful.
Yeah, I had a bunch of burner accounts and then, was hurt when my team needed me the most, and I wasn't there.
Kevin Durant, what has happened to Kevin Durant needs to be studied, because he's by himself threw himself off the cliff. Nobody else. He by himself has ruined his own legacy. Nobody should want Kevin Durant. Like, if we're discussing, where should Kevin Durant go? A team that doesn't think they can make it. Send him to the Wizards. Send everybody there. Knowing my luck, he's going to be a Clipper. That's how the cookie crumbles.
You don't think that we're going to look at Kevin Durant as maybe being the best basketball player in the game, like in the late 20-teens? Or do you think that something like this would change like it did for me with Jason Tatum in 2024?
What Kevin Durant has done alone in this year, from the burner situation, from you playing how many games? 78, and then you bumped your knee, and then you just decided to no longer play in the series. That makes no sense to me. He, unfortunately, I think in a couple of years, like right now, it's like, to me, Kevin Durant is a walking bucket. That guy will score whatever he freaking feels like it. But everything else that comes with it is so bad that I think years from now, people will be like, oh yeah, remember how good Kevin Durant was? Man, what an idiot to just throw it all away. And I'm just talking about this year. We could go into what has happened in his career, hopping from team to team, and there's always something wrong with the team. You have to start feeling like maybe he's what's wrong with the team.
I think that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just this year to add to all of the already bad parts of KD's career. Because it's not one thing. There's so many things we could talk about. I'm just so surprised that this year how he literally threw himself by himself over that cliff. With Rudy Gobert, yeah, maybe legacy is not the word, but that's crazy. A 4-time a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year has no legacy. You're 100% right. Now I'm looking at him differently, and I want to see what Minnesota does. And if Minnesota does pull this off with Anthony Edwards being half there with his knees, no Dante DiVincenzo, we'll see what Julius Randle does. We'll see how this team comes together, but I am looking at Rudy Gobert as possibly the difference maker for Minnesota and how they end this year.
I think that's an interesting angle to it, because I look at like Andre Iguodala, who had a nice career in the NBA and then goes to Golden State, ends up winning Finals MVP amongst the star players, and now Andre Iguodala went up like 4 levels. Like, if Minnesota goes on a run and Rudy Gobert continues to play well and he's at least familiar with Victor Wembanyama, I mean, both being Frenchmen, if he has a good series here, maybe that's the sort of role it takes. Maybe it evolves more into what you're saying. maybe we're looking back at that trade with less of a crooked eye and saying 4 first-rounders for Rudy Gobert. I think all of that, I will give you that in that portion. I just don't think that the last 2 weeks changed anything. But could there be a path? Yeah, there could be. There could be that sort of route for him, considering Minnesota is also shorthanded and you need players to step up.
I like the way you put that because I agree. Legacy is not the word, but maybe we're cracking that door open.
What about Embiid's legacy? How much has it changed just in this one series?
I think we're waiting. We can't say everything's changed just because they beat the Celtics in a Game 7 after his appendectomy. Did I say that right?
Appendectomy.
Yeah, that
Yep.
one. I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to jump the shark and say like everything has changed for Joel Embiid. But I do think all of us are kind of like, okay, Joel, all right, the process took a little long, but it seems like we were here.
We talked earlier today about Joel Embiid being this now player that you can root for.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also not naive to think that there's no way Joel Embiid makes it from now until mid-June if the Sixers end up going on that run.
Right.
Like, and I, it's a crappy thing to say. I get it. But the reality of the situation is his body has been so fragile. In fact, we think he's hurt now because of what happened with Maxey, because of the hip being worked on. It is zero guarantee that Joel Embiid is going to be available for this team in every game that they play the rest of the way. They got through a Boston team that we hated the start of their starting lineup. We didn't like some of the decisions that Joe Mazzulla made, and I just talked about the absence of Tatum in Jaylen Brown's absence in making shots in the last 5 minutes. So while the Sixers advanced and came back from that 3-1 deficit, and they seem like a completely different team with a healthy Joel Embiid, it still was a 7-game series that they needed to win Game 7 down to the last minute and had Boston go 1 of 12 from the floor in the final 5 minutes. So they're not perfect, but it could develop a story, and I think that Embiid, legacy-wise, would have the most to gain. And I joked yesterday, and you were here, when I said I can't imagine a world where we have James Harden and Joel Embiid playing in the Eastern Conference Finals, because that means somebody's going to the NBA Finals.
That's crazy.
And someone's legacy would be changed. Taking nothing away from the Pistons and Knicks, but that's where we are in a bracket, and it could actually happen. Is it going to happen? Probably not likely. Just like it's not likely that I think Joel Embiid stays healthy over these 6 weeks. But now his legacy has taken a turn because I feel he's someone you can root for.
Absolutely. The most games that he's played in his career in the regular season was 68 games a couple of years ago. So he played 38 during the regular season. What's the most he could possibly play right now? What, about 28? Not anymore because the first round he missed a few,
21
right?
games left.
21
max.
games left. So he would reach about that number. So, like, he could maybe make it. He could get through it.
Impossible.
Impossible, he says.
I don't wish injury on anyone. I just don't.
You're just being realistic.
These games are 2 and 3 times the intensity that you play in the regular season.
Fair.
So I also think that you're then 2 to 3 times maybe more prone to something happening for someone who's always injured. I just, it may be unfair, but I just think that that's the reality that we live in, that they're going to be in a situation where if they continue to advance, that Joel Embiid's not going to be there.
And he doesn't, and I like this about him, he doesn't seem to want to protect himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll dive for the ball. Knowing he just crashed with somebody. There was in this game, Game 7 against the Celtics, late in the game, they're pulling away from the Celtics, and there's kind of like a loose ball that he dives for. And I was like, what are you doing? You didn't need to dive for that. You got to protect yourself. So you make a point that he may... Because he goes for it. He goes for it. He doesn't protect himself.
He broke 18 bones on that dive. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But he is dealing with a hip issue, and he had the knee issue when Maxey fell into him in Game 7. So, again, something to watch. But if there is a legacy that changed, I think it's Tatum and Brown, and I think Embiid's can turn. Durant is whatever. And you're right. Like, he's the constant to all of the drama.
He's the constant everywhere he goes. If he would have just stayed with the Warriors, they probably would have won 5 more rings. But instead, he was offended that people said it was Steph's team. It is Steph's team.
Monty's going to be chanting Rudy Gobert tonight as they take on the San Antonio Spurs. Hit her up at Monty Bolaños. You can find me at Dan Beyer on Fox, Isaac Lowenkron, Jason Stewart, Iowa Sam here, all on this May the 4th. There will be some Star Wars conversations coming up in about 40 minutes or so. But coming up next, Monty's got a problem with you. And I'm talking to you, the person that doesn't like the Savannah Bananas. It's next here on Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Every sports season is built on preparation, studying the trends, and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal.
Investing deserves the same approach. With Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app designed to help you make informed decisions.
Whether you're actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term for you and your family with IRAs, cash management, and custodial accounts for children, Webull gives you the tools to invest your way, all in one platform.
Looking to take your preparation to the next level? Check out Webull's Learn resources and join their in-app community feed to discuss investing trends and happenings alongside 25 million users globally.
And now to help streamline your trading activities and elevate your strategy, try Vega, Webull's personal market AI assistant that can give real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop.
So get your financial portfolio game ready by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
Sophie's Choice is like booty or your team. When I was a teenage boy, the two most important things in my life were sports and girls. In fact, you could argue that every grown man, their favorite things are sports and women. So when you have to decide between sports and booty, that to me, what was that movie when our parents had Sophie's Choice? To me, the Sophie's Choice is like booty or your team.
Well, a Florida high school baseball team season ended because the seniors chose to go to prom instead of a playoff game. All 5 seniors, so it wasn't just like a few went. All 5 seniors
playoffs
went to the prom,
playoffs?
And it was only 3 upperclassmen that actually showed up. So meaning like 3, I guess, juniors that weren't going to prom.
The JV squad took their place?
But 5 seniors, 5 key players didn't go to the playoff game, and they had a 12-1 season, and they ended up losing the game. So they lost the game. The seniors were a no-show.
Hold on, what did that? I think they lost the game 12-1.
I thought they were 12-1.
Yeah,
for the
no,
season.
I think that was the score.
Revealed Nassau's 12-1 season-ending defeat came with all 5 of their seniors opting to attend the prom. Okay, what was their season record then? Okay, so they lost 12-1, even worse.
Oh, it's like a Knicks blowout.
Yeah. So the story here is the upperclassmen, the 5 seniors, skipped the playoffs for their school to go to a prom. Okay, proms are important. I want to make this very clear when we discuss it. Nothing grinds my goat more than the person that's like, and Danny G, it's no knock on you because I can't wait to hear Danny G's side. But I know he didn't go to his prom. I don't know his choice or his reasoning. Maybe it's different here in California, but it's like the person who's like, I didn't take a picture for the yearbook. I'm like, why?
Loser?
Yeah, like, why? Right? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, I'm not saying that the prom's not important, right?
And I didn't say that either.
Okay.
And I wasn't bragging saying, I didn't go. I haven't watched one episode of fill in the popular show.
The person that brags about not watching the hot show.
Yeah,
Right.
it wasn't that. It was
watched.
just at my school, sports were more important than the prom.
And I think I might agree with you there, Danny G. I'm still processing this story, and I don't want to deter Rich from his strong take here either. So,
Well, lucky for you, I have a strong take that's not changing.
I want the Fox Sports Radio Nation to start calling now on John Quinones. What would you do?
You sort
or
of
an
look
old
like him.
school. I look like John Quinones.
When you have one
If
too many.
If I look like John Quinones, you look like Eli Manning, bro. All right. So anyway,
How dare you?
what would you do? Or the old school NFL? You make the call. Let's say there's two ways to look at this.
Yeah.
We all remember what it was like to play high school sports, right? It's important. Our lives revolved around it.
Correct.
So what would you have done? And now we're at the age where, hey, we're parents. What would you advise your kid to do in that situation? Play in that game or go to the prom? And I think I have a solution that should have happened, in my opinion, the more I think about it. So
here's my take, and very hard to tell me I'm wrong, because I'm so adamant that
I think there's a clear reason to tell you you're wrong.
All right.
Now that I think about it.
Guess what? There's one prom. It's a
Okay.
memory. If you have a high school sweetheart, you take the limo.
But was
the
it that
party,
great?
The party bus with your friends. You go to the prom. You go into the big city. That weekend, everyone goes to get a shore house. That's how we did it on the East Coast. Wherever you go to the lake house, wherever you live, it's your prom. You wear a tuxedo.
Prom is very special, no doubt.
Especially if you have a high school sweetheart, it's your moment. A lot of guys lose their V card at the prom. A lot of guys, that's a very special moment. To me, I'm the most competitive guy you know. I still play adult men rec sports because I love playing sports. But if you play baseball in high school, unless you're going on to be a pro, unless you're a top prospect, what's more important? A game? You're going to end up playing Babe Ruth or Connie Mack, or I played men's baseball until I was like 25. You play all these games. There's one prom. This is a no-doubter. Not even thinking about it. I'm going to the prom with my high school sweetheart. We're going in the limo. I'm getting my tuxedo. I'm putting the croissant?
Croissant?
What is it?
What are you,
Corsage?
Took a French girl to your prom? Corsage.
Rich here on Fox Sports Radio. She's Monty Bolanos. I'm Dan Beyer, in for the guys. Stream us live wherever you happen to be in the iHeart app. Catch us and all of our Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 in the new and improved iHeart app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day and every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app, so it will always pop up at the top of your screen. Also, right now, streaming live on YouTube if you would like to see us. Montsy's wearing black today for a funeral. Is it for the Celtics funeral?
Sure.
For the Magic. Jamal
Magic.
Mosley loses his job today.
All of that.
While JB Bickerstaff gets a contract extension. I don't mean to do all of Isaac Lowenkron's work, but he's at the news desk giving us the latest, and then we'll find out why Monty Bolanos loves the Savannah Bananas and hates those who don't. Isaac, take it away.
Well, I guess she hates me. Anyway.
Whoa.
That's what we call a tease.
I don't think that's a tease. I think that's he's saying he's not a fan of the Savannah Bananas.
He chose violence today.
Yes, I did.
Coming up
All
after
right.
Isaac's updates.
Well, now that we've escalated the temperature a little bit, let's get to, indeed, Dan, a busy day, especially in the NBA. The Dallas Mavericks hiring Masai Ujiri as their new team president and alternate governor. The Orlando Magic firing head coach Jamal Mosley after 5 seasons. Pistons head coach J.B. Bickerstaff, meanwhile, got a contract extension. ESPN reported Minnesota's Anthony Edwards is expected to play in Game 1 of the West Semis tonight against San Antonio, barring any pregame setback. The Chicago Bulls hired Atlanta Hawks senior vice president Bryson Graham as their new executive vice president of basketball operations. In the NFL, the Green Bay Packers signed veteran quarterback Tyrod Taylor to back up Jordan Love and release quarterback Desmond Ridder. Baseball, Detroit Tigers ace Tarek Skubal will need arthroscopic surgery to remove loose bodies in his left elbow. Presently unknown how long Skubal is going to be out. Finally, former longtime New York Yankees broadcaster John Sterling has passed away at the age of 87. Sterling broadcast 5 Yankees World Series championships. Dan and Monty, he also broadcast for the Atlanta Braves Atlanta Hawks, New York Islanders. And here is John Sterling as a general radio talk show host back in 1972 on WMCA radio in New York with a combative elderly caller. Listen to this.
The president said we never had it so good. Maybe he never had it so good. Yes, see the commentator.
Ma'am, that was Herbert Stein. Write to him. He's in President Nixon's office. I don't know when it's going to get better.
Listen, the commentators, what the hell don't they say it like it is? The only one that tells it like it is Bob Grant. And as far as you being a commentator, you should stick to poor sportcasting and not commentating.
Ma'am, I want to thank you for all the compliments you've given me. All the compliments you've given me, ma'am. Give her a rest, you bat! 489-1155. It's 20 minutes before 7. How would you like to have been married to that voice, okay? That woman would crack glass. That woman would take paint off the walls. How about that voice waking you up in the morning?
Dan and Monty, back to you.
Okay,
Paint off the wall.
I got a couple of questions.
Okay.
Number one, how is that audio better than the 96 World Series call we heard a couple of hours ago, right? Like that thing, 1996 World Series call sounded like it was the 1912 World Series call. And I wonder if he took calls on the Baltimore Colts, at that point. Call in. Sports Talk Radio. Iowa Sam is here. What's going on?
That might be the first time on record that someone has claimed or stated to someone else, stick to sports. I think that lady in there said, you should stick to your job in sports. That might be the first time we've ever heard that.
Did he call her an old bat? Is that what it was?
That escalated very quickly.
Yeah.
That was great, though. Great find, Isaac.
Jeez, Isaac's in the archives today.
He's in the crates.
I don't know if he's got any highlights on the Savannah Bananas.
No, clearly not.
They sold out their 100,000 at Kyle Field in College Station, Texas over the weekend, even with the left field line being like 150 feet away. To Monty's point, they did put up a big net.
Yes.
It's good safety-wise. You don't want kids getting hit by line drives. That would have been a double in left field. But the point is 100,000 people showed up. Not how high was the fence in left field. Mm-hmm. And this is the topic of conversation that has happened on Covino and Rich before, and you want to stick up for those banana tails.
I don't know if it's my algorithm or what, but the amount of just visceral hate, not just people saying like, oh, that's not for me. I don't want to go to like Savannah Bananas. That's not what I'm talking about. Like my algorithm is like showing people like truly hate what the Savannah Bananas are, and I'm having a hard time understanding. You don't have to like it. I get that. You don't have to go. I understand all that. But why so much hate towards it to the point where they're just like hoping that it dies soon? And it's not going to die. People love it. 102,000 people went to watch this show.
Is the hate just men?
No, it's not. In fact, it came across I think because I clicked on one, but it was a gal that I don't follow, but a gal with like a following, a young gal, attractive, and she went to a Savannah.
She wasn't an old bat?
No, she was not an old bat that made paint come off the wall. No. She was an attractive, young gal that had like a following, and she went to a Savannah Banana game and just crushed it. Just said it was the worst thing ever, and everyone joined in. They're like, yeah, it's ruining baseball. This isn't baseball though. Like you're not going to watch this because you want to watch it. You're like, oh, I can't go to a Dodger game, so I'll go to Savannah Bananas. That's not what this is supposed to be. So I just don't understand how you want to just talk so negatively upon something that so many people clearly enjoy. How does it affect your life so badly that you have to say, again, it's not saying that's not for me. Maybe Isaac can tell me what he meant, because he definitely indicated that maybe he is this gal that I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's my burner account,
That's your burner
Monty.
account.
You've exposed me. I share it with Kevin Durant, and we forgot the passwords.
That's what it is.
No, I'm actually one of the people. I don't hate it by any means, but I just completely don't get it. I think it's really cool that they're getting all the success, and I'm surprised in a good way that it's sustained. I don't hate it by any means. I literally just don't get it. I do not get it, not in a negative way. So for people like me, what would you guys say? What's its appeal to so many people for people who do get it? Because it's clear a lot of people don't get it.
You are going to be able to answer that question better than I would, because I haven't been there. But I'm going to say one thing about Isaac, because I've told Covino and Rich as well that I am not a fan of the Savannah Bananas. I don't hate on them. I just realized recently, and now there's a term for it, main character syndrome. It's also easy to just say it's not for me. It's not meant for me. But there are people who just feel that they are the main character, so they're going to go to the lengths, and it's easy to hate on something that has become very, very popular because then you go into a lane that is less crowded. That is why I think what you're saying is happening with the people with the hate is they can't say maybe what Isaac is saying or what I am saying is that it's not for me. Like I don't find an interest in it. And I think some people have a difficulty saying that.
Which is fine, but that's not what this is. This is just people saying like it's ruining baseball. How is this ruining the sport that you like so much? I don't understand that connection to it. Saying it's not for you, I get that. I understand. It's a show. It is, to me, I would say this is a show. It is a 2-hour baseball show. I never saw the Harlem Globetrotters. I've seen videos, but I've never seen them in person. I don't know if it felt like a show, but the Savannah Bananas is a show. Like
That's a good analogy, though, Monse. That's a good analogy.
There's one, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that felt like a show or if it felt more like a exhibition. Like, this is a show.
Yeah. I've never caught on to Dude Perfect. That's never been my thing. Like, I just felt everything was staged. You know, the guys that
I was like, who?
That shoot, will take a basketball from the upper deck of a stadium and then they end up making it like that stuff. Like, that just, never have understood why that has gained such, by the way, an enormous following and a lot with younger kids as well in watching it. I have never been to a Savannah Bananas game. And maybe I should, because the last time that I spoke about this and saying that it's not for me, our boss texted me and said, not only did we go the first night, we had so much fun, we ended up going the second night for it. So, like, there's a point where I don't think people are leaving the stadium saying, oh, that stunk. That was 2 hours of
This gal that I came across, that's exactly what it was.
That's what she said?
Yes, it was
I think it's more
after.
people not going there and having their opinions, but I guess to each their own if she's walking away from the ballpark feeling that she's unsatisfied with what she saw.
And again, it's like it's not a baseball game. So if anybody is purchasing a ticket to go see a Savannah Banana game and then you walk out of there upset that you didn't see baseball in its purest form, then I don't know why you bought a ticket because I don't think Savannah Bananas are hiding what they're doing. They're not telling you it's a baseball game. You know, it's a big party, essentially. Like, there's music playing, there's skits going on while baseball is going on. There's a lot going on. So if it's not for you, I get it. But the hate for it to fail, for people to stop going, that's like that. And again, it might be my algorithm after I clicked on this gal's video, but it was like a picture of her after the game, and she was just like, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen. And it's just ruining baseball." Girl, you sound fun at parties.
Jason Stewart is our executive producer.
Yeah, I think if your take is that it's ruining baseball, then you're just dumb, and that you're really just not that smart. It's not meant for a baseball audience. I think it's meant, as Dan just said, for kids. I think we underestimate the market for things that you could take your kids to for a couple hours. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what maybe why Isaac doesn't get it, why Dan probably didn't get it. I certainly don't get it. I would not go if I was not bringing a child to the event. And I will say this too. You make the Harlem Globetrotters analogy. I've been to that, and it is a tough sit. Like, it's 2.5 hours of them like trying half quarters and missing them. It's 2.5 hours of them trying bits that don't quite make it. But I think the genius of the Savannah Bananas is that it plays so well on social media that you just think it's like 2.5 hours of that. I'm guessing it's more like kind of the Harlem Globetrotters where you're just kind of sitting until something happens.
No.
That's
there's
a problem.
There's nothing dragging about a Savannah Banana game. In fact, there's a timer. Whatever the MC, the host, whatever that guy is, he's like, all right, it's time for Banana Ball. And they literally put a 2-hour timer. And so the game is going to end with probably the Savannah Bananas beating the Firefighters, but it's going to end. And there's no downtime. It keeps going. I saw them at Petco Park, and they brought Trevor Hoffman out to close out the game.
With the music and everything?
With the music and everything. That's how that one ended. Like, that was really fun. Derek Huff, who was a Dancing with the Stars, he came out and he danced with the bananas in a little skit, but it's like, there's no downtime. The tickets are way affordable. Like, I don't think you can sell your ticket on a third party. Like, you have to go through their system, and they're very affordable. It's hard to get tickets, but they seem to be doing it all the right ways. And like you said, it probably is for family. I went and I had a fun time. I was like, man, this is not, I didn't know what I was getting into, and I just thought it was a lot of fun, and I don't understand the hate. Not being into it is something else. Yes, Jason, I could see you not wanting to go to a Savannah Banana game, but I bet you if you went with Christina, I bet you would walk out of there and be like, that was better than I thought.
I don't doubt you. I don't doubt it.
I wonder if there are guys who are just jealous because you have just a bunch of 20-something good-looking fit guys putting on a show and may feel jealous about it.
It's so funny that you say that because there was ladies, older ladies that were getting hot and heavy for these youngins without their shirts.
Savannah Bananas.
Oh, they wanted some Savannah Bananas. I was like, okay, all right, ma'am, get it.
And guys don't like that. They don't. By the way, I will probably go to a game within the next 5 years.
You should.
I'll take my son.
Oh my God, you would
check
love
out
it.
the experience, and at that point, I'll see if my opinion changes. But am I actively going to go on now and say like, hey, let's go to a Savannah Bananas game? Probably not.
Yeah.
The other thing that would drive me away is 100,000 people. Like imagine the traffic.
Oh yeah,
like
that
dealing
sounds
with
crazy.
That.
Yes.
I know they do it every Saturday at College Station when the Aggies take the field, but to just even that portion for a baseball game, you're like, I don't know about.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound appealing, but that's with any sport, like
Yes,
anything. I don't
true.
want to go to SoFi.
And it's only 2 hours, as you said. So
Yeah.
so at least your time away. You may be in the car for longer, but you're not at least stuck at the stadium for a long time. Right. Fair enough. She's Monty Bolaños. I'm Dan Beyer. We are in for Covino and Rich, Jason Stewart, Iowa Sam, and Isaac Lowenkroner here. Sam, did you want to weigh in? Did you have anything on Savannah Bananas?
I remember, I want to say about 5 or 6 years ago, I saw a clip of them. I started following their Twitter account when they had less than 100. I don't know how many they have now. I'm guessing it's like 500,000 to 1 million, or maybe I'm wrong, but I started following them. They had like 14,000 Twitter followers, or like it was not a lot. And I'm like, these guys are novel. I think it's really hard to make something that original in this day and age. And I was listening to a little bit of Arnie Spanier over the weekend here on Fox Sports Radio. I think he was with Aaron Torres, and he was talking about how the founder, the creator of the Savannah Bananas, he had a lot of tweaking he had to do to it, and he lost money, and it took a lot of failures to get this thing going, and now it's so successful. And Arnie was just going on about how the founder, and I'm drawing a blank on his name, but how he's just like this great guy, and yes, he wants to keep the ticket prices low.
Yeah,
he wants to make it
signing
about
everyone's
the fan
autograph,
experience.
like being like, hey, we'll sign this, we'll sign till the sun comes up. So
I'm not
he gets it.
I'm not like huge into it. I'd go to one, I'd experience it, but I think it's novel. It's great for kids and families. I have no problem with it.
Sam would be wilding out.
I probably
if I
would.
took him.
I like the guy on the stilts, the pitcher on the stilts. That's cool.
He'd be wilding out.
I mean, I think just maybe one and done for me, but I think I have no problem with it all.
Amazing. We didn't give out the phone numbers, but we do have a caller. Do we want to go quickly, Jason? Do we even know who it is?
David in Illinois.
David
you
in
there?
Illinois. All right.
Yeah.
You know the number.
Good afternoon. Yeah, so I'd like to start by saying this. First of all, you're right. It's absolutely about the children. It really is. But here's the other thing. When you take a child to the ballpark, you see these phenomenal athletes. These guys are professionals. But you see them at their form to where, they're not out messing around like these guys are. I don't think people quite understand how hard it is to get a pitch down the middle, to have the batter hit the ball to center field perfectly for a guy to do a backflip and catch it. These guys are putting on a display for these young children about how good it is to be a professional athlete the way they are. And you're seeing them in their fun form, just like the Harlem Globetrotters, not serious and playing baseball. But that's the biggest thing here. These guys are exceptional athletes, and these kids get a little bit of a taste of what it takes to be that good.
Good job,
Thanks
David.
for the call.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
way to
thank
end it.
you.
She's Monty Bolaños. I'm Dan Beyer. We're in for Covino and Rich here on Fox Sports Radio. Every sports season is built on preparation, studying the trends and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal.
Investing deserves the same approach. With Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app designed to help make informed decisions.
Whether you're actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term for you and your family with IRAs, cash management, and custodial accounts for children. Webull gives you the tools to invest your way all in one platform.
Looking to take your preparation to the next level? Check out Webull's Learn resources and join their in-app community feed to discuss investing trends and happenings alongside 25 million users globally.
And now to help streamline your trading activities and elevate your strategy, try Vega, Webull's personal market AI assistant that can give real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop.
So get your financial portfolio game ready by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosure.
Wemby makes this sick play, and then his dad is there, like, not giving a diddly squat about it.
Did you see the block, Rich?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. But I just
Okay.
didn't see it on. I didn't have commentary on.
No. So, yeah, but the fun story is, like, much like the Hulk Hogan generation of parents, like his parents, it's funny because Rich pointed this out earlier today on our Patreon. That whole generation really seek their father's approval. There's so many dudes that we looked up to, and what really drove them was seeking their father's approval because, like, Hulk Hogan's dad never told him he loved him.
How many sports documentaries have you watched about?
So many.
About, again, essentially it's boomers, right? It's the boomer generation, guys that are 60, 70-something years old, where their dads, which are like the World War II greatest generation, old-timey time guys, that generation apparently never told their sons they loved them or they're proud of them. Because I've seen one too many documentaries about some superstar baseball player, football player, wrestler, where it's like, all I wanted was my dad to love me.
You know, it does feel good, though, because yesterday after the show, not that I had anything to do with it, but my dad did say, hey, yo, that big poppy, that was funny, man. That was funny. So getting a compliment from, like, any old school dad is like, whoa.
Didn't he follow it up with, really, Dad, you mean it?
I was like, really? Do you love me, Dad?
Do you really love me?
And, you know, it just made me think of that because it's always such a common theme. And last night, Wembanyama makes this sick play, and Dad is sitting there with his arms folded, mean mugging, not caring at all.
Yeah.
Not that he's not proud of his dad, but some old school dads are just so emotionless. It's hilarious.
Isn't it pretty funny how we now, in turn,
we
overcorrect, we overlove our kids? Like, we
Yeah.
totally, like, Danny G, how often are you, like, kissing and hugging and, like, telling your kid how much you love them and how great they are?
Dude, 20 times a day.
Yeah, like, you probably have kissed Koa and given him more love than, like, our dad's generation their whole life.
What are you talking about? More than, yeah, you're right.
You think Hulk Hogan, you forget he's Italian, Terry Bollea, right? So his dad's this old school Italian dude, short Italian guy.
Construction worker.
Construction blue-collar guy. His dad really never, tells him he loves him. He's sort of disappointed in the Hulkster because he wanted Hulk Hogan to go to college, and Hulk Hogan was, playing in a rock band. He became a wrestler. It doesn't happen until Hulk Hogan sells out Madison Square Garden and performs at the Garden his first time and wins the belt. Until his dad finally says, like, hey, you did a good job. Hey, come in and give me a hug. Oh, that's the first time he showed any affection.
The first time his dad understood that he was a big success.
Isn't that wild that Hulk Hogan, he's in Stallone movies. Yeah. He's selling at the Garden. His dad was finally like, not too bad, kid. Not too bad, kid.
Hey, oh, come here. And last night, like I said, we saw that with
Yeah.
Wembanyama's dad.
But
Well,
again,
I'm sure Wemby's dad is super proud, and maybe they just caught a moment.
Of
But
course.
it did go viral where everyone else was like, "Whoa!" Dad did not look impressed.
No, but I'm saying nowadays, what do they say? The juxtaposition, the difference. Now you see a guy get his first major league at bat, or you see like Carlos Mendoza, wrong Mendoza. That's the weak ass one. Fernando Mendoza. You see his beautiful family get all emotional. Like we
see dads crying in the stands
in the sports
most
world.
of the time.
In the sports world, I guess to tie up this conversation, we went from a generation begging for their dad to be like, "I'm proud of you, son."
You're right.
What did you say, Dad? To like dad, to dad's weeping in the stands.
It seems like every success story that we got to witness was all motivated by a dad who didn't love their son enough. Because every documentary we watch about our heroes, it was like, "Oh, Dad never told me he loved me." That's what motivated.
I mean, I could be making some of these up, but I feel like everyone from Hulk Hogan to Nolan Ryan to any old school documentaries,
it
like,
all comes back to
my
that.
dad was a tough guy.
Fox Sports Radio. She's Monse Bolanos. I'm Dan Beyer. Crew is here. Jason Stewart, Iowa Sam, and Isaac Lowenkron. Guys are vacationing, except Spot, who's running our live stream on YouTube.
The real MVP.
Bum knees and all.
I know.
Colin in Canada on the live stream on YouTube said, Spot made a good point last week. How come you only hear about the Bananas and never the other teams who compete against them? But I think there are more teams being built, to compete
think
against
so.
because the brand has become so big.
Correct. Yeah. And I responded. I said, I think they only play the firefighters.
Monty
right
responded. I thought it was someone with a fake account that was Monty's name. Like at first, and then I realized, no, that actually is her.
No, it's me.
Because she put a smiley emoji after it.
Me.
Time now for our Tire Rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Time now for our Tire Rack play of the day, courtesy of 97.1 The Ticket and the Pistons Radio Network.
Shot clock violation for the Magic. The Pistons have it. 13 seconds to play. The Pistons 116. The Magic 94.
And that's it. That's it on Jamal Mosley's tenure with the Magic. And the Pistons move on to face the Cavs in the series starting tomorrow.
You know, it's crazy. It's like Mosley gets fired, Bickerstaff gets a extension, and had the game ended differently, it just would have been the opposite. It would have been Bickerstaff, you're fired. Mosley, you get an extension.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Detroit
basket. I love that.
I was unable to see. I don't know if because it wasn't on ESPN yesterday. We don't have the Gone Fishing for the Toronto Raptors yet. But
okay.
Or for the Orlando Magic. But we do for the Boston Celtics. Did you see it?
I saw it.
Did you see it, Jason Stewart? Do you see the Gone Fishing? Iowa Sam?
I did, yeah.
Bill Simmons made it.
He
a couple
did.
of others.
There were some other faces.
And in Titanic.
Like
Made
Mark
it-
Wahlberg.
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg was in there.
In Titanic fashion, Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini at the front of the boat.
Oh, jeez.
Like
Just when you think they've lost their fastball, you know what? Maybe inside the NBA should move on. The graphics department in a Gone Fishing brings in a record Marlin. Like this thing, I mean, everyone was tweeting about it. You had to. Like,
You
it's
really
just there.
did.
Like, you can't, whatever your feelings are, it's great. You have to laugh about it. But just when you think, yeah, I don't know, maybe this isn't working on ESPN anymore, what do? They reel you back in.
They really did. It was funny. Like you said, you just had to laugh because I wasn't expecting it. And the Titanic aspect of it made it funnier. That was even funnier.
People are speculating on what the Chargers are going to do on their schedule release because the Patriots may be on. I can't remember who said that, but somebody pointed out, like, oh my goodness, what are the Chargers going to do to the Patriots? We shall see. This will not stop. She's Monse Bolanos. I'm Dan Beyer. It's May the 4th. That's next.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
her mom walked in.
Can you believe he was dead the whole time? I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say. It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I like point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm gonna go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
The Dallas Mavericks hired Masai Ujiri as their new team president and alternate governor. The Orlando Magic fired head coach Jamal Mosley after 5 seasons. Detroit Pistons head coach J.B. Bickerstaff signed a contract extension. ESPN reports Minnesota's Anthony Edwards is expected to play in Game 1 of the West Semis tonight against San Antonio, barring a pregame setback. The Chicago Bulls hired Atlanta Hawks senior vice president Bryson Graham as their new executive vice president of basketball operations. In the NFL, the Green Bay Packers signed veteran quarterback Tyrod Taylor to back up Jordan Love and released quarterback Desmond Ridder. Baseball, Detroit Tigers ace Tarek Skubal will need arthroscopic surgery to remove loose bodies in his left elbow. And former longtime New York Yankees broadcaster John Sterling has passed away at the age of 87. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Welcome in. It is a Monday, hanging out for the vacationing Covino and Rich and Danny G.
That's
welcome
right.
in. It's not only Monty and myself. Iowa Sam is here. Jason Stewart, Isaac Lowenkron. Kind of putting a bow on the first hour. We heard from the boss.
We did.
In a secret text saying nonstop fun. Music never stopped. Everybody
true.
left the stadium having a great time when the Savannah Bananas recently were in Southern California down in Anaheim. You saw them in San Diego and had the same exact experience.
Yeah, and somebody in our chat asked that they've never seen it, so do they do the same routines every game? And I don't think so. Again, I saw them in San Diego, so Trevor Hoffman came out. I don't think that's happening every time they go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it pertains to maybe where they're doing it.
Yeah, that would be weird if you came out in Arizona.
Exactly.
Why is Trevor Hoffman here?
Exactly. So I don't think it's the same stuff every single time. Maybe there's a few things that are, let's say, routine skits, as our caller so perfectly put. I really did not think about the execution of this scripted game, right? Like when he said, he's like, you know how hard it is to throw this ball? Because they're pitching. They're really pitching. I would say these guys probably played maybe in college, that they're really pitching, that you really do have to hit a ball in order to have that guy be able to do the backflip. Like I never thought about the scripted aspect because they make it look so easy and so flawless.
To Jason's point about the Globetrotters, they're sometimes going to miss shots, but some of what they do and the points that you remember are when you actually make the shots. Now, you don't want anybody going 1 for 9 from half court, Celtic style, or 0 for 9 from three-point range. But still, it's the highlights of it. But you're right. There is a variable that you can't attest for, that you need to have a part of it to make it work.
Yeah, I never thought about that. So it's just, I appreciate it even more than I did 20 minutes ago.
Monty mentioned the chat. It's on our YouTube channel. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel, and you can watch us live on YouTube right now. Just search Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, tap the thumbs up icon, and then comment away. Go check out our YouTube channel and watch us live right now. Just search Covino and Rich FSR and subscribe. The guys are vacationing. We're not going to tell you all their vacation plans. They'll tell you when they come back from vacation next week, but you got Monty and myself with you all week long here on Fox Sports Radio. We are efforting some special guests as well. We'll just leave it at that.
Yes.
Yes. It could completely fall through, and we don't want to ruin anything. But we could be having a special guest at some point this week. It won't be Darth Vader, and it won't be Luke Skywalker. But it is.
We can make some calls.
It is May the 4th, and this day means more to some than others. I would be the others. I don't know if you are the some or the others. And I'm not trying to be the Savannah Bananas hater. I at one point did love Star Wars, but not to the point where I would want to dress up today like a character from one of the movies.
Oh, absolutely not. I could wear a t-shirt like Sam. You know, I'd wear the one he was wearing.
It's a hybrid Caitlin Clark Star Wars shirt.
Yeah, no, I like that. I would not dress up in the get-up from head to toe. But, you know, like if let's hypothetically say you and I were off and like, you know, maybe I go to Disneyland, I'd put on a Star Wars shirt. Why not? I could take part in the festivities.
You could blend in to the environment.
Yeah.
And you've seen the movies.
So I don't remember ever seeing like the original, you know, like the 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, whatever.
Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back.
No, I
Return
don't
of the
remember.
Jedi.
Maybe episode 1 is the one I remember but I don't remember any of those. Anything that came out since like 2012, I have seen. I've seen them in theaters, whether with friends or the boyfriend or whatever. And let me tell you, I've taken some of my best naps during some of these Star Wars movies.
All right. That's
Star Wars who?
So
this is not. You sound like a Savannah banana hater.
No, what are you talking? And then I wake up in the middle of somebody fighting, a galaxy fighting, whatever. And I was like, oh, great. It's only like 15, 20 minutes, but some of my best naps have come
Do
in.
we have any May 4th celebrators on our staff? Jason Stewart, Iowa Sam, Isaac. Well, Isaac's giving me a tongue sticking out. No.
I'm with you on this one,
He's
Monty.
the biggest hater. Like, he truly is.
He's
like, you
a
think he's
hater.
a nice, gentle guy.
Yeah.
He is a hater.
Hey, Isaac. Hey, Isaac.
Let the hate flow through you.
I'm not going to lie. I
Nerd.
thought Isaac would be into Star Wars.
What's that supposed to mean?
You
think I'm like a closet nerd geek, don't you?
Not closet, just out in the open, to be honest with you.
By the way, can we get former Fox Sports Radio employee John Ramos on the phone? Jason, I don't know if there's a way,
Call
like I don't know if we have a text sent out to him I knew that we had some Star Wars lovers on staff here at Fox Sports Radio. I even efforted one during the break. They said they love Star Wars, just not enough to go on the air. Because I have important questions, and Isaac obviously can't answer them. I don't know if Jason and Sam can. I did enjoy Star Wars when I was a kid. I watched the first Star Wars. I watched Empire Strikes Back. I watched Return of the Jedi. I saw all three of them. I've told you guys I had the figurines. I had the action figures. I had C-3PO. I had R2-D2. I had Han Solo, Luke Skywalker. I had Luke Skywalker underoos.
Nice.
I don't know if you know what underoos are, but they're little kids. They're just basically T-shirt and underwear that would make you look like Luke Skywalker. They had Superman, the whole deal. I had it. I was orange. I remember it was orange and blue, and it was – so I had the Darth Vader carrying case for my figurines. That was when I was 6. I ended up outgrowing it. And it was not an interest in me. I was more interested into the toys, I think, than the actual movie. So what I am curious about, if anybody can answer, 877-99 on Fox. That's 877-996-6369. You could do it on our YouTube chat. You can reach out to Monty at Monty Bolanos on X or on Instagram. You can find me at Dan Beyer on Fox. What is it that kept you hooked? Because at 6 and 7 years old, Monty, I didn't care about the storylines. I didn't understand Han Solo, Princess Leia, and that whole deal. The thing that I remembered most from the movie was when Darth Vader's helmet came off. And I remember Jabba the Hutt, and I remember like that in Return of the Jedi, and that being a big marketing campaign. I think like Pizza Hut and other places. Those are the things that I remember. Storyline-wise, none of it resonated to me because, again, I was 6 and 7 years old. So I just want to know why you would still be as wrapped up into it. Is that fair enough?
Yes. I as someone not wrapped into it, can I give guesses?
Yeah, take a guess.
Princess Leia in the gold bikini.
Okay.
That kept you going. And I think Darth Vader as a villain is really liked.
I am your father.
I think that's what kept people going.
I understand trying to connect to your childhood. Like, I think the NFL in 1989 was probably the best the NFL could be because I was 12, right? Like, that's when everything is great and you still don't know everything in the world. And I look back at the NFL in the 80s and I look at the players and I look at the teams and I think that that's great. And I look back at those times even nowadays in the NFL. I'm like, oh, it just wasn't like it was. It was so organic and true and pure.
Yeah.
And that may be a reason why. I don't know if that is the reason why. I don't know if people are still trying to latch onto their childhood or if it is the storyline was so good or these characters were so appealing. But to have the day be taken over by the movie just because essentially of a line, right, that falls well with a date is crazy to me. And it is a day for everyone to celebrate a movie and, gosh, I don't even an era, I don't know a better way to put it, but that has affected so many.
People love it. Like, live and breathe it. It's crazy.
Jason Stewart?
So I have almost the exact same experience that you have had with it, except for I'm much older than you. So I was able to see Star Wars in the theaters when it came out in 77, and I remember that. And then I remember the long lines for Empire Strikes Back and just how much of a phenomenon it was. So it is a nostalgia play for me. When I think of Star Wars, it's a positive thing in my childhood, and I tap into that. And that's why everyone was such a fan of, what was that, Episode 7? Because the plot and the storytelling gets kind of derivative, and it reminded everybody of the original Star Wars after George Lucas ruined the second trilogy. I am not a massive fan of Star Wars to where I know all the characters and stuff, but I do think I could tap into people that do care about it. And it does go along those lines. The first 3 released were the greatest movies of all time, according to certain people. George Lucas ruined the next 3. And then the next 3 becomes this thing where Disney gets involved and you have a much more polarizing reaction to it. But I think the common thread throughout is that it has become and remains very relevant for negative and positive reasons. It is a part of our society. It's a part of the lexicon. it remains so, and it's going to continue to be that way with all these offshoots. I think there's another one being released in 2 weeks here. But that's kind of like my read on this entire situation. But it looks like we might have a call. So
I appreciate something that you had as a kid that you now enjoy as an adult, and that's still being a part of your life. Just like we talked about with football. I don't know if it's the same exact thing, but I understand that. I also would think it's probably a comforting thing to know that something is still ongoing and maybe have the same energy for it. But for whatever reason, I saw the movies, and I had the figurines, and my Darth Vader carrying case was full, Monty. I had tons of them. It just didn't carry with me. And to Jason's point, like Jason's a couple of years older, it may have been the point that those 3-year run of movies happened, and then there was nothing more, and I wasn't old enough to maybe appreciate or to gravitate to the movies themselves. But I just think that there are a lot of people like me in their late 40s that still absolutely love Star Wars, and I'm curious on why that is. Do we have a call, Jason? Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure. It's a crazy day, and it's one that so many people end up looking forward to and celebrating and having a fun time with.
Now, if we were to put on someone like our friend John Ramos or a couple guys in the building that I know are big Star Wars fans, like when you start hearing the details about like maybe plot lines that aren't in the movie but led up to this, and then they know knowledge of characters and stuff, then you really start losing my respect. Then you start getting into that nerdy area that's really hard to listen to. I know we have people in the building that feel this way. Maybe Elijah, who just walked in the studio right now, is one of those, as he has a T-shirt that says, what? Best dad in the galaxy, with a Darth Vader pinning. Maybe Elijah will want to lean his expertise.
Isaac, did you even care about it when you were a kid at all?
I didn't see it until my wife dragged me to see it when we were grown-ups. I will make one point. I think one of the reasons it resounds so strongly through the years with people of maybe middle to older age generations, when it came out, the special effects were way beyond anything that anybody had ever seen before in a movie from a special effects standpoint.
And to add, I was like the score. I feel like also like
Great
it
point.
lives on. You put this on and everybody all of a sudden is like, oh, I feel like I can conquer anything.
Sure. Like that, yeah. That
Yeah.
absolutely plays a role. I was Sam.
Huge Star Wars fan when I was a kid. Still am. Original 3. I learned how to play this song on piano, and I played it so many times my dad almost went crazy. He was like, he would yell at me. He's like, no more Star Wars in the house. Play it when I'm not here. But I'll be honest, I think during the late 90s, early 2000s, like the Phantom Menace, the Clone Wars, and then I forgot the third one. But I think when I got through the Clone Wars, I was like, when they do all these special effects and CGI, I haven't seen any of the new ones, and I don't really care to. I just for when I was a kid, it was Indiana Jones trilogy, Star Wars, and it was Back to the Future. Those were my 9 favorite movies, 3 favorite trilogies. And then as I've gotten older, I just haven't kept up with it.
I think that gap between when they made the 4th version of the movie is very key to all of this, because I think you had to be connected to the first one. I don't know. This expansion into Mandalorian and Baby Yoda and all that stuff, I think is bringing in new people to it. But at that point, I think when there's a new movie coming out after the first 3, you either go one of 2 ways, because maybe you weren't dealing with it just wasn't a part of your life, so you make that decision. For me, it left, so I wasn't living and breathing Star Wars. I wasn't all about the Stormtroopers outfit. It wasn't any of that. Heck, when the Friends episode in the Princess Leia fantasy, right? Like that was made before the next version of movies were rolled out. So that makes it in a popular sitcom and tells you that there are people that are still loving Star Wars to this day for what you said. Maybe they just love Princess Leia or whatever the case is. But I think that there are people like me who separated themselves from their childhood and playing with the figurines and everything. And when it came back, they were just past that.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people who had the decision to make, like, do I jump back in or do I just continue to go the other way? So I think a lot of people are in the world or out of the world for a variety of different reasons, with many of them starting in the same place, that they enjoyed the first three. And then you have all these different tentacles going everywhere. We do have calls, Jason?
We do. We have Kip in West Virginia. Kip, there?
Welcome to Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
Hey.
What's your thoughts on Star Wars and May the 4th?
Well, May the 4th doesn't have any relevance for me, but you're all missing the point that the first three Star Wars were before social media. So you had to sit, anticipate, wonder, and have anticipation for the next one to come out.
I will say this. I don't think that the Star Wars, this would be episode 1, right? Mm-hmm. That came out in 1999, Phantom Menace.
Episode 1 is not
the fourth one, right?
Correct. Yes, we're on the same
yeah.
page. Yes, sorry. Yes, correct.
That was in 1999 when we didn't have any social media.
That sounds right, yeah.
So I don't think it's just social media. I think social media helps, but I don't think that's a reason on why it's connected, because that movie and other movies were out before we had Twitter or Facebook. Maybe MySpace was hot on the trail. Who else do we have?
Louie in Benton City. Louie,
welcome to Covino and Rich. Give us your
up?
Star Wars
Hey,
thoughts.
how are y'all?
Great.
I graduated in '91, and I have a close friend that was my classmate, and he is the most total Star Wars nerd I've ever seen in my entire life. He has a bookshelf that goes over an entertainment center, has every character from every movie, X-Wing fighter, TIE fighter, Death Star. He's got it all. And myself, I just kind of am a fan of the very first three, because that was kind of like my age when I was growing up, and I've always enjoyed those. But, man, when I go over to his house and I see him and go up into that room, it just totally takes me back to my childhood. And it's kind of like a little memorabilia reset.
That makes sense.
It hits a spot.
Yes, it does. Just like me seeing the Atlanta Falcons red helmet.
Yes.
Like it takes me back to a spot. And I can understand why you're back in at that point.
Yeah.
For me, it didn't happen. Like it was, and I just can only use it from my experience, but seeing like the figurines, if I saw like something that I forgot that I had, and then was like, oh, I did have that, maybe it would
trigger,
something.
maybe it would
I mean, and I didn't keep any in the packages. Like I was chewing on, C-3PO's feet,
Yeah.
So like because they were like of that plastic that was not like that.
It's not killing you.
Yeah. Like it's like a pen cap,
Sure.
right? Like that's some of my Star Wars men were like. So that's, but it just never translated. All right, Elijah Sabunda, head of all video, social media, everything here at Fox Sports Radio, Star Wars fan.
Woo!
Please. At least just fill us in on your love of Star Wars and why there are so many like you.
Oh my goodness, it's a love affair, but it's also incredibly complicated. And I think the complication came with the more recent movies. I just think that it divided everyone, including the recent series. It just divided everyone. But I think it's everything that built to that point, from those first 3 episodes, the next 3 episodes, the cartoon series, the old expanded universe stuff, and then there are attempts to get rid of it. There are attempts to preserve some of it. It causes so much debate. But I think it's just, there's almost something for everyone, but there's also a lot of divisiveness in that same community too.
So
that's the frustrating thing about it.
When Phantom Menace comes out in 1999, like, are you waiting years for this? Like, are you just can't wait for that movie to come out?
I mean, I'm pretty darn young at that point.
Okay. I don't want to age you. I'm sorry, but.
But yeah, I think I was one of those that was kind of when they did especially when they did some of the re-releases of some of the older films, I was definitely out for that. So I was a gigantic fan of those.
It is interesting. We related to sports. Like, I feel like there are Seahawks fans who joined after Pete Carroll.
And you are like, you're not welcome here.
Correct. You have no idea what it was like with Stan Gelbaugh
Yeah.
and Kelly Stauffer as your starting quarterback. Iowa Sam.
I think for me, since I haven't seen the newer ones, the Star Wars original trilogy just sort of sits in my, nostalgic toy chest. Like, and it's like, it can never be corrupted or brought down in quality. Like it'll always be there for me, and I don't think I will see the new ones because yes, like what Elijah said, it divided people, and when I saw the Phantom Menace, I was 13. This was 99, like we said, and I was so excited for it. Like it was when I found out they were making a new Star Wars movie. It was like all summer, whatever was released, the anticipation was out of control. And then I remember coming away from it like I liked that, but it definitely did not touch on the nerve or make me feel the same way as the original 3 did. And then when I saw like the second and the third one that came out after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm kind of losing this. I'm kind of losing it. The original 3 for me, or they stand on their own?
It's good enough for you. Do we have one more call? We good?
Matt, Madden, PA.
All right, Matt, wrap it up for us here in Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah, I'll try and make it quick. Hey, Dan. Hey, Monty.
Hi.
Yeah, I grew up, much like the other caller. I graduated in 92. Got friends, big nerds, big collectors. There's such an oversaturation now that they're actually like trying to sell their collectibles. They told me pretty much don't ever watch anything other than episodes 4, 5, and 6 because it'll lose something for you. But they did recommend one movie, which is Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which is actually really good. And so if anyone wants to check that out, it's like I think it was 2016, and it's like a prequel to A New Hope. It's kind of how these rebels transmit the plans of the Death Star back, and it's really cool. So if you don't want to watch the remakes and the Lucas Disney partnership movies, then at least check out Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Well, we appreciate the advice.
I think Rogue One was good, actually. I did.
You didn't nap during that one.
I don't think I napped during that one. That sounds like the best one out of the last 10 years, but it's like something that made me think where Sam right now was like, the first 3, the original 3, not the order necessarily, are the ones that I stick with. If you have kids, though, that won't hold up. Visually, to somebody young, it won't hold up. I've tried. And I think like you get them to maybe go back to those by showing them the new ones. Like if you know what I'm saying, start with Rogue One and then go back, because just showing them the original 3, it looks dated.
That's the difference of a generation. See, I love the original 3 because they did so many practical effects. They did a lot of puppeteering. There wasn't any like
you, but if you're trying to bring in a new fan, that's not going to work.
See, and I love like the actual models they made, the smaller models, and then they'd like it was physical, it was real. That's why it looked so real to me as a kid. And then as these movies got released and with newer effects, I was like, just Yoda lightsaber battle with that guy and he's jumping all over the place. I'm like, he couldn't do that. Stop it.
Yeah, that's where we draw the line.
I'll just end
right there.
I'll end it with this. I've thought about rewatching the first 3 or trying to watch all of it. It's never going to happen. It's trust me, it won't. But I'm like, do I start from
one actual one or 4, 5, 6?
And then like I didn't know which way to start.
I think a real Star Wars fan would tell you to watch them the order they were released.
I think that's probably right.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's a dilemma, and it's a good thing because I'll never watch all 9 or how many ever there are now. But I have seen the first 3. The NBA playoffs are here, and DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Right now, use the promo code CRSHOW to claim your special offer at DraftKings. Again, that's promo code CRSHOW at DraftKings. The crown is yours. Thanks to Elijah. Thanks to Isaac, Jason, and Sam for chiming in. She is Monse Bolanos. I'm Dan Beyer, in for Covino and Rich. Monse's not a fan of the Kentucky Derby, but she's going to be a fan of Pony versus Phony. It's next on CNR here on Fox Sports Radio. Every sports season is built on preparation, studying the trends and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal.
Investing deserves the same approach. With Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app designed to help you make informed decisions.
Whether you're actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term for you and your family with IRAs, cash management, and custodial accounts for children, Webull gives you the tools to invest your way, all in one platform.
Looking to take your preparation to the next level? Check out Webull's Learn resources and join their in-app community feed to discuss investing trends and happenings alongside 25 million users globally.
And now to help streamline your trading activities and elevate your strategy, try Vega, Webull's personal market AI assistant that can give real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop.
So get your financial portfolio game ready by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit webull.com/disclosure.
We lost the plot. We've gone too far. A couple days ago, we joked and made fun of this bearded jabroni that stole a ball from a little girl in the stands at a Guardians-Rays game.
It went very viral.
We made fun of him. He deserved to be made fun of. But guess what we did after that?
Did we encourage the wrong people? Do we have to take accountability?
No. And I'll tell you why.
Were we holding the pitchforks? Get them! Were we the ones holding the torches up?
Here's what happens in 2026, and this is where, like I said, we lost the plot. When someone does some dumb stuff, oh my goodness, we as a people love to jump on them. And I'm cool with that. Make fun of someone when they do something dumb. But then you know what? You leave them alone and you move on to the next stupid person. I think we've gone to a point now where if someone does something dumb, we don't need to find out where they work. We don't need to find their family members on social media. We don't need to go find out where they live. You know, if some guy or woman just does something dumb, let him be. Yeah, you can make fun of him, mock him for a little bit on social media. But I think this culture of tracking someone down, there are sleuths that they get off on finding out their name and, I found out where they work. Oh, now I got their address. And then they start posting stuff, and these people get harassed. This poor schlub, this bearded buffoon, probably a swell fella, he had to go on the local news.
I mean, first of all, I want to just put out an apology and just say I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the family. I'm sorry to the parents, the little girl, her brother. I'm so utterly sorry for everything that's transpired. Like you said, it was a heat of the moment thing. I made a really bad decision, a lot of bad decisions, and I'm paying for it online.
We have some sound from her, and she wants to say something to you right now. This is the 11-year-old girl.
Hi, Max. Thanks for giving us the ball back. We forgive you for it. We know the internet has been going wild over this. We hope they forgive you.
Wow.
This 11-year-old girl has to come to his defense.
His name is Max, by the way. Was he ball maxing or what? What was going on in that
apparently our video guy Spot said the word is doxing. When you
doxing is when you
like
maliciously
search down,
research someone and try to ruin their lives.
Well,
you're collecting all the information, where they work, who they're related to. That's doxing. So, yeah, we've taken doxing too far. And, yeah, it doesn't excuse Max of his wrongdoings. Max is a bonehead. We all know that.
But a bonehead that you can bust his chops and then move along.
That's really it. We're losing the plot, as Rich said, in the sense that it's fun to make fun. And we did a good job of laughing at his expense and calling him out and saying what a dope and bonehead he is. And, you know, people like that are the worst. But that's the end of it. It's all in good fun and good-natured. When you start trying to ruin someone's life, that's when it's gone too far.
Yeah, know what it's like? It's
You've
like
done too much.
We got to find out where he works. What? Why?
Now you're harassing that guy, and you're, by the way, and now you're worse than he is. I could say you're no better, but you're actually worse than he is. If you're taking it the steps where you're now sending all these evil messages, and you're putting this public information out there, or you're making threats. You're way worse than the guy that had a bad moment.
Can I tell you? I think we're seeing this on full display, even with Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. Listen, at worst, what are they guilty of? Cheating, maybe, allegedly? Does Mike Vrabel need to be followed through an airport by, like, dopes on their phones like, hey, Coach Vrabel, what do you have to say? What do you have to say? Trying to get internet popular for a second. I just think we got to cool it, as my dad would say in the 80s. Cool it.
You know who else said that?
Cool it.
Ralph Tresvant in the 80s.
You got to cool it,
Cool
guys.
it now, man. New Edition style. People need to relax. People need to get a grip, Aerosmith style.
Get a grip, another good one.
No, get a grip.
Get a grip and cool
No,
it.
seriously. Take a chill pill, bro. No, we are losing the plot, Rich, as the kiddos say. Make fun. Have fun. In fact, have fun making fun. There's nothing that brings me more joy than making fun of somebody. It's the best. It's a pastime. It's something we grew up doing.
And in fact, I feel
I'm
like
from Union, New Jersey. It's what we live to do. It's what my family does best.
I'm pretty
making
sure
fun of people's great.
I'm
That's
pretty
what
sure
it is.
your favorite hobby is making fun of me every day.
It's one of my favorite things to do, Rich. I'm not going to lie. But you know why, though? Because you're a good sport. But that's where it ends. When it starts getting evil and you're ruining lives, doxing as it's called, you are the loser.
Yeah.
You are the pathetic one.
And even when
Be better than that.
Even when someone's doing something wrong, unless an old
Kavito and Rich here on Fox Sports Radio. She's Monse Bolanos. I'm Dan Beyer. On this May 4th, Jason Stewart, Iowa Sam, and Isaac Lowenkron hanging out on a Monday.
May the 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you. I'm going to be tweeting that picture all day, just know, Dan. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Spot has put a picture up on the YouTube channel of Monty and I in Star Wars gear. My teeth are as bright as the lightsabers. Like it's like
It's
Ross.
not as bad as Ross. No, it's not as bad as Ross, Geller.
It's a Ross-esque.
Ross.
And it looks like you have man hands.
A little bit.
You know,
a little bit.
A little bit with the hand reaching
It's
out.
fine.
I don't know.
Great
maybe-
job.
I have the power. I just feel like I have the power.
Isaac Lowenkron's got an update, and then we got to play Pony versus Phony
I'm
on the
also
other
tall
side.
in this one next to you. That's the other one.
5'6" in that picture.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
What's going on, Isaac?
Move her up to the front row. You could be a middle blocker at your volleyball there.
Ready,
That's
ready.
right. The Dallas Mavericks are also ready for something new because they've hired Masai Ujiri as their new team president and alternate governor. The Orlando Magic today fired head coach Jamal Mosley after 5 seasons, while Detroit Pistons head coach J.B. Bickerstaff signed a contract extension. ESPN reports Minnesota's Anthony Edwards is expected to play in Game 1 of the West Semis tonight against San Antonio. The Chicago Bulls hired Atlanta Hawks senior vice president Bryson Graham as their new executive vice president of basketball operations. In the NFL, the Green Bay Packers signed veteran quarterback Tyrod Taylor to back up Jordan Love and released quarterback Desmond Ridder. Baseball right now, the Rockies and Mets scoreless in the top half of the 5th inning. No hits yet for the Mets. Anyway, the Tigers and Boston Red Sox are scoreless in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Tigers ace Tarek Skubal needs arthroscopic surgery, meanwhile, to remove loose bodies in his left elbow. Former longtime New York Yankees broadcaster John Sterling's passed away at the age of 87. He called 5 Yankees World Series championships, including the three-peat in 2000 against the Mets.
And the 0-1 swung on, hit in the air to deep center. Bernie back, away back. He's there. He makes the catch. Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. They've won their 3rd straight championship, 4th in the last 5 years, and 26th all-time. The most successful team in the history of professional sports.
Sterling also broadcast the New York Islanders of the NHL and the Atlanta Hawks in the NBA, even calling Larry Bird's career-best 60-point game in 1985.
Bird will try another jumper and hit it at the buzzer. Bird has 60 points. It is the greatest shooting exhibition I've ever seen in my life.
Dan and Monty, back to you.
All right. It sounded like John Sterling in the 96 World Series was using the same mic Lou Gehrig used on the day he considered himself the luckiest man alive. Again, how is that audio from 1996 sounding like it's from the 1800s. I mean, my goodness. It was. He played a 1972 clip of John Sterling. It sounded better than the one from 1996. You ever seen an NFL game in a highlight and it's like 2003 and you're like, oh my goodness.
And it looks like it was 75 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah. More recently, the sound of Nikola Jokic after they lost. I was like, how is there not better sound after the Denver Nuggets lose? I don't get it. Okay.
All right. This past weekend, the Kentucky Derby ended up happening. Monty did not pay any attention.
Not
She's
even a little
not
bit.
for the Kentucky Derby.
Nope.
That's not the point of today's game. Today's game is to decipher whether you can tell if this horse ran in the Kentucky Derby or not. And you will be facing Iowa Sam today in a game of Pony or Phony. Jason Stewart will be our resident scorekeeper here as he's in on the action. Monty and Sam, I will give you a name. You have to tell me if the horse ran in the Derby this past weekend as a pony or is it a phony and made up.
Okay.
All right, ladies first. Sam, winner to 5, win by 2. If you both get to that point, we'll have a tiebreaker, all right?
Sounds good.
All right, what about So Happy, Monty? So Happy.
So happy. They probably weren't so happy to be racing, but I'm going to say that's a pony.
That is a pony. Yes, finished 9th in the Kentucky Derby this past weekend. So 1 point, Jason Stewart. Mark it down for Monty Bolaños. Over to
Sam,
Iowa
yep.
Sam. What about Renegade, Sam?
I don't. That's too simple, and just I'm gonna say no. Phony.
It was a pony. It was actually one of the favorites and finished second by a neck. By a neck. To the eventual winner, which I can't mention here because it may come up as an option.
Ooh, okay.
It may come up as an option. We stay with Iowa Sam, so then you'll get the next 2
Okay.
after that.
Sounds good.
All right. What about appetizers? Appetizers. Is that a horse that ran on Saturday, or is that a phony?
I'm gonna say phony again.
That is correct. Appetizers were all that I had at Ryan Bershinger's going away party because I had to leave early. And as I was leaving, I heard someone say, I'm surprised he showed up at all. That's what someone said. I don't know if you guys caught that. It may have been Sam saying that.
That was not me.
I didn't know how to take that.
It wasn't
or
me.
not, but I just had appetizers. I had to go. I had a previous engagement.
I'm glad you showed up, Dan, and I drank the rest of your Mountain Dew.
Nice.
So
There
if
you
you
go.
weren't there, I wouldn't have had that Mountain
And
Dew.
I had some cheese curds.
Nice.
We finished those 2.
Jason Stewart, do we have a score update in Pony versus Pony or Phony?
I've got 1-1.
1-1. All right, Monty, you've got the next 2.
Dale.
All right. What about no invitation?
No invitation. That's not welcoming. So I'm going to say phony.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I also received no invitation to go bowling with you and Sam
You
after I
didn't.
left
You
early.
didn't stay. You just
Jason,
said.
did you receive an invitation to go bowling?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
I figured.
Wow.
I figured you
because
did.
he was there.
I figured.
He was there.
No one said, Dan, after your engagement, we may go bowling. That was happened. No invitation.
I didn't even see you. You were gone so fast.
But I was there.
I don't know.
Nope. 2-1. 2-1. All right, Monty. What about summer fun?
Summer fun. Summer fun. Yeah. I feel like
Is that a
it's-
pony or a phony?
It is a pony.
It is a phony.
No,
It
it's
is
not.
Summer fun is the summer of Monty 2026. She has been talking about this summer so much. Like, this is, guys, we're just a few weeks away from the unofficial start of summer. 3 weeks from today. 2026, summer of Monty, I believe. You're.
Yeah.
Do you have that look on
yeah.
the face because we've been here for 3 hours and 40 minutes?
Sure.
Or are you that annoyed with me harping on summer of Monty?
Both. Come on.
You're not gonna.
Come on.
It's not gonna stop. This is the summer for Monty, by the way.
He's just a hater. He's just a hater.
Score update, Jason Stewart.
I got Monty 2 and Sam 1.
All right, Sam. What about litmus test?
Litmus test. Let me get back to my page here. There it is. I'm going to say litmus test is a real pony.
Sure was. Finished second to last in the Kentucky
Nice.
Derby this past weekend.
All right.
So litmus test pulls Sam even. Are we even? 2 apiece?
2-2, yeah.
All right. To Sam. What about crazy teas?
Crazy Tease. This sounds like it could be a horse name. I'm going to say it's a pony.
That's a phony. It's also your wardrobe. Everything is a crazy T-shirt from Iowa Sam. Today, it's the Star Wars Caitlin Clark hybrid.
Oh.
Tomorrow, it may be a shirt that looks like it says Coca-Cola, but it's a tire changing place in Iowa City. Right? Like it's
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about like teasing someone, so I wasn't even thinking about a T-shirt.
It's
a crazy tease.
Crazy
and I'm like,
tease.
maybe Dan said, I'm going to tease the next segment.
And
It's going to be a
tease
crazy
is down
tease.
the stretch. Man,
yeah, so I was off on that one.
all right, so volley back to Monty. You have an opportunity to take a 4-2 lead
Let's
here
go,
if you get
right
these
here.
two correct.
Dale.
Fire alarm.
Fire alarm. The fire alarm is not. That's not right. No, it's a phony.
That is correct. It's what we had during our pre-show meeting for 24 minutes today of a siren. For those of you that listen to Covino and Rich, you'll remember the fire alarm episode from last year that started 3 minutes into their show and did not stop for the next, again, 24 minutes.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough times for 24 minutes.
Non-stop alarm. But everybody knows what to do in case of an emergency.
We do.
Sam may have to break glass. He's down 3-2, and Monty's still in control. Monty, are you ready for this?
I am.
6-speed.
6-speed. 6-speed. 6-speed seems like that could be a pony because, I don't know how fast these ponies are going. Let's go for it. It's a pony.
It is.
That's
Finished
right.
13th in the Kentucky Derby. So up 4-2. We may have to finish this on the other side.
Let's do it.
Yes. 4-2 ball game right now. 5. You got to get to 5 and win by 2.
Okay.
All right. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel where you can watch this game right now. You can watch us live on YouTube. Just search Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, tap the thumbs up icon, and then comment away. Go check out our YouTube channel and watch us live right now. Just search Covino and Rich FSR and subscribe. She's Monty. I'm Dan, in for Covino and Rich here on Fox Sports Radio. Every sports season is built on preparation, studying the trends, and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal.
Investing deserves the same approach. With Webull, you have access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app designed to help you make informed decisions.
Whether you're actively trading stocks, options, ETFs, and more, or planning for the long term for you and your family with IRAs, cash management, and custodial accounts for children, Webull gives you the tools to invest your way all in one platform.
Looking to take your preparation to the next level? Check out Webull's Learn resources and join their in-app community feed to discuss investing trends and happenings alongside 25 million users globally.
And now to help streamline your trading activities and elevate your strategy, try Vega, Webull's personal market AI assistant that can give real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop.
So get your financial portfolio game ready by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
Mike Trout of the Angels put on a show last night. And he got people remembering and thinking about, yeah, that's right. He's one of the best. What's his deal? Why is he on the Angels?
That's the question, right? So you got to ask yourself, does Mike Trout like his narrative? Because if he didn't, he's had so many opportunities to change it or forcibly change it or totally not even against his will when he re-signed an extension in 2019. When Mike Trout has been on a team that hasn't sniffed the postseason in over a decade. They haven't had a winning season in a decade.
No postseason since 2014 and not a winning season since 2015. And we're talking about a team that had both Shohei and Trout on the team at the same time. And it's so sad. What really puts a spotlight on Mike Trout's career was his incredible night last night and the fact that Shohei Ohtani left and won 2 World Series since. You know, because it makes you think of what the possibilities could be for a guy like Mike Trout. Mike Trout on any other team other than the Angels would be a household name, a superstar. Granted, he's not personality plus, but his stats do enough talking. The guy's one of the greats.
And I wonder, there has to be something that Mike Trout is like, dude, I'm cool.
I'm living
man.
a great
cool.
life. I'm making great money.
He's thinking, what? Go to New York? Go to Chicago? No thanks. Put on the pinstripes? That would be cool. But then there's pressure, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Mike Trout playing in New York? Maybe he's like, dude, I got a beach house. Maybe he lives in Long Beach with a view of the ocean, and he just chills.
You know, and the constant comparisons. Last night, again, they were playing the Yankees. The constant comparisons of Mickey Mantle and the type of player he is. I'm telling you, you ask, do the mom test. They're like, I heard of Mike Trout, maybe. We're talking a guy with insane stats. We're talking a guy who they compare to Mickey Mantle. We're talking about a guy who Aaron Judge calls the GOAT, and he's giddy about. He's like giggling and giddy about him. And your mom doesn't even know who he is. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what his deal is. Maybe Rich is right. Maybe he's okay with this narrative. Maybe he has a comfortable life. But there's a part of me that thinks that he's just a humble dude, and he really does want to win. He just doesn't want to be a diva about it. And maybe doesn't want to take the steps that a Shohei did to do what he did. But I think that's what you need to do in today's world if you want to win. And I think it's sad because last night he was also part of history. Last night, I'm going to need some help here because I forget who it was. But he was part of something we might not ever see again in our lifetime. 2 former MVPs both hit 2 home runs last night, Aaron Judge and Mike Trout. And the last time that happened was like in 1950-something. So imagine if you were at that game, you saw history. You saw Aaron Judge hit 2 bombs. You saw Trent Grisham hit 2 bombs too. But you saw Mike Trout hit 2 bombs. Hasn't been done since like Roy Campanella and someone else or something. Since the 1950s, where 2 MVPs went at it like that. And Aaron Judge gets all the credit in the world. Again, he's playing for the Yankees. Mike Trout doesn't see any of that credit unless you're a hardcore baseball fan. That's just the truth. And he's got his health back, and that's the difference, and that's why we're talking about it.
Data all in one platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
We wrap up today's show with the final round of Pony or Phony. Jason Stewart, can we get a score update in this showdown between Monty and Iowa Sam?
I have a bit of a runaway. I have Monty up 4-2. Can Sam catch her? Or
He
is
can.
this
He has.
Let's go.
You have 2 picks here. You can pull even.
All right.
If you can get these 2 correct.
Wait, the best I can hope for is a tie.
Well, it'll volley back to Monty then.
All right. Okay.
All right. Pavlovian.
That's a real horse. That's a pony.
That is correct. Finished dead last. It was actually the horse that I picked.
Nice.
I just picked the number. I picked 16, and Pavlovian dead last on Saturday at the Kentucky Derby. That's what we're trying to find out here. Did these horses run in the Run for the Roses on Saturday, or are they just a made-up name by me? 4-3 now, Jason?
Yes.
Time to pull even, Iowa Sam.
All right.
9 times.
9 times. Makes me think of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I feel like, Dan, you made this up. I'm going to say Phony.
That is correct. It was also how many goals were scored by the Avalanche last night.
Wow.
Game against the Wild. Way too many.
I thought you were going to say 9 times you waited for an invite from Monse to bowling on
Thank you
Friday
for
night.
bringing that back up. Thank you so much, Jason.
I have been invited to a couple of things. A bowling party once, and then there was something in Orange County.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I invite.
That's about it. So twice. Even at 4 apiece. But Monty, if you get these right, you win.
Okay.
If you get these 2 correct.
Dale.
Island life.
Island life. I am going to say that is a phony, and you're going to say, no, island life is where Camino is right now.
You're correct in that it's a phony, but that's where Danny G and Rich are going to be. They're going to be. No, they're not in Jamaica. They're in Hawaii. So it's going to be island life, bro.
There you go.
It's going to hang
loose.
10. Both of them going to the islands. Not that I'm trying to out their vacations, but the funny part was they booked their vacations and neither of them knew that that's where the other was going.
Oh, how funny.
I don't know if they're going to the same exact island, but they'll be in Hawaii, bro.
All right.
Like Leland would say. Finally, Monty.
Yes.
Further ado.
Further ado.
For a win.
Further ado. Seems like a good name. I'm going to say for the win that it's a pony.
All right, for the win. Further ado. Did run in the Kentucky Derby this past weekend. Monse Bolanos, the winner. 11th is what further ado. Now, honestly, Iowa Sam kind of got screwed here because it's win by 2 up to 5. Like the back and forth nature of it.
Yeah. He also just had more mistakes than I did.
I did. Yeah, I got more wrong.
Could have pulled even on it, but you're right. You had one more correct than he did. So ultimately, Monse is the winner. So you don't have to watch the Kentucky Derby to win at the Kentucky Derby.
No, you don't. That's right.
Speaking of winners, who do we like tonight in the NBA playoffs? Jason Stewart as an overall series pick. Sixers, Knicks, Timberwolves, Spurs. Where are you riding on this Monday night?
I'm taking the dogs in each series. T-Wolves get a good plus money, and then the Sixers to overtake the Knicks.
And he bought interest. That's his words, his words, not mine. But I am wholeheartedly along with that.
Are you talking about tonight or just the series in general?
He had the series, but tonight, you think Anthony Edwards is going to make the difference?
No, I think tonight. I think Philly wins tonight, and I think San Antonio wins tonight. I think Philly continues with that momentum, and they go in and they're gonna win. And I think the Spurs, the first one, things are still they're at home, they're excited. So give me the Spurs and Philly.
Who are the Spurs playing, Monster?
The Minnesota team.
If you missed any of today's show, be sure to catch the podcast. Just search Covino and Rich wherever you get your podcasts. Please follow the podcast, rate it 5 stars, put in a review. Again, just search Covino and Rich wherever you get your podcasts. You'll find today's full show and a best of version posted right after the end of the show. I'm going with the Knicks tonight and the Timberwolves. I'm going to go the opposite of you. And we'll see who's right tomorrow when we're back in for Covino and Rich here on Fox Sports Radio.
Bye.